Hello, everybody. It is Monday. We have a lot to do. I had a dream last night that I was getting back to streaming, and I'm just like, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do it. I woke up and I thought, man, I really got to start taking breaks. Like, I've been talking about this, but I think this is why it needs to be a tenant. So let's start with this stuff. Anyway, Adam is 50 days away from launching Scala Seller. There's still a decent split of dev/marketing tasks. So he'll likely be streaming only in the mornings for a while. Yeah, hey, just a half. I was actually debating on taking even mornings off at some point again and doing another like video blast. Hey, Kevin. One of the things I think about is, and we can't really easily measure this, but like, what's better right now, an hour of marketing or an hour of development? And it's probably marketing. But every time I get to like, okay, I've got 8 hours I can do for marketing, I'm like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Anyway, let's do tenants. And we are going to add in breaks. I have vacillated on this for a while. I think not taking breaks causes burnout. If I value sustainability, I should prioritize breaks. Seagate 046 is out. I guess the release schedule is much faster now. I don't think I saw that it was out. I just saw the RC2 was out. Is it like fully out now? No, I think they're on, yeah, I think they're on RC2. We never went to 4.5. I wonder if we should do that before launch. I don't want other issues to crop up. But yeah, I should probably keep an eye on that. Okay, so you know what? Let's put this up here. And then let's look at this. Yeah, so I did not do this last week because I had taken the week off before that. All right, so sustainability. This continued to suffer. I just don't feel like I was properly using my time. It led to lower productivity than I wanted. I think I've added breaks again as a tenant. So let's see if I can stick to that. So what's going on with the bricklaying here? What do we do? What do we do? I guess let's look at the journal. Oh, look at this. This is super cool what they have up here. That's really, really cool. I know this is not the point of the page, but that's pretty neat. With stability gained over the past 5 releases, engine is matured enough to enter a new development phase. Kicks off a period of polish, quality of life improvement, site integration. I wonder if this is the page that they will release. Because it's weird that their main site doesn't mention this, right? Or does it? Yeah, I think it's just a work in progress. Otherwise, I would expect this to be linked from... Yeah, they haven't even linked it over here. They have pre-release on here? No. Release? Yeah, strange. I think this is just... I'm not even totally sure how you found it. Oh, it's GTBO. I don't know what that is. But yeah, this is probably what they're working on. How did you find this? Man, this looks great, though. Yeah, this definitely looks great. I really like these pages that they've done, too. Like, they put in a good amount of work on this. Oh, this before and after, I can't tell any difference. Probably something I just can't see right now. Yeah, I don't see any difference there. Maybe they haven't finished that one. Or maybe it's just that my eyes are not good enough. A dev shadow. Okay, yeah. This is probably a preview then. All right, what did we do last week? Phone mode challenges. Yeah, I just did some basic dev work. I don't know what I did after the stream, though. I think the stream time has been going fine. Although even then, there are a lot of tasks left up in the air. unfinished. Had fractional pivot points for controls, which I think we talked about. Oh, nice. Oh, I should probably write that down then, huh? Updating Godot. In 4.6, they added fractional... Man, I gotta clean this keyboard. Fractional pivot controls. That'll let us... Wait, what will that even let us do? Do I have that written down here somewhere? Pivot. Let me look that up. Godot 4.6 fractional pivot controls. Thanks, Noise. Still pending merge review. Got it. Control over positioning, pivot offset, property allows for adjustment of pivot point of control. I'd love to see. Maybe it's on that release page. They only put the biggest highlights on here, so it might not be there. Place a pivot. Can I link to this? I probably can, but this is probably going to change. See, place a pivot on a page like this. We may want to use this in the outro. Centering text. Tell you when it goes live, because it's likely to do so shortly. Wait, Snowies, do you work on Godot? Did we talk about this a long time ago? I don't know if we have. Okay, and yeah, breaks. Okay, so I think we've written all this stuff down. I think this is good. Great. So let's make sure to take breaks. Hey, who cares? I'm in the moderation team. Oh, cool. Okay. I did not know that. Yeah, neat. Out of curiosity, what does that entail? Is it like Discord moderation? Is it GitHub moderation? Is it forum moderation? Is it all of the above? Because I think it's super cool. I think that any of these like tightly integrated feedback loops is pretty nice. Every once in a while, I used to stream just something different, right? I made like a Minecraft plugin or something. And then all of a sudden I'd get a bunch of like Minecraft experts in the stream. And it's nice to have that diffusion of knowledge. I do forum and Reddit. Got it. Yeah. Man, that's got to be a challenge, I think. I think any kind of moderation has got to be a challenge, both in terms of the job itself, but also in just kind of patience. I wonder if you consider yourself a patient person. Add a note about pivot controls. Why did this change? It could be a VS Code update. Yeah, it could be a VS Code update. This is going to modify every single markdown file we ever touch, though. Like if I go to this and I just press save, yeah, you see a bunch of space got deleted, which I like. I like that the space is gone. I didn't like it when it was spaced out like this, but I don't know why this just all of a sudden started happening. Probably some default change in a setting file somewhere. VS Code. No, I'll just leave it like this. Okay, cool. It's a challenge, yeah. Yeah. All right, so I have a bunch of other stuff I wanted to do there. Let's take a look at this. Use Mushy Revive animation to adventure, idle animations. Okay, let's go get this. You install MD formatting extension? No, I didn't change anything myself, but VS Code does auto update, and it's very likely that that caused it. All right, so save this just wherever, it doesn't matter. I want to diff these images. Online image differ. Compare images to find differences. Okay, yeah, here we go. This is where I want to put this stuff. Okay, let's go find those images. I put one in downloads. That'll be on the right because that's the new one. And then the one on the left. What's going on? Why is it like laggy? The one on the left is what, battle? No, characters? There it is. Yeah. So I'll put this over here. Okay, now how do we zoom? Here we go. Wait, what is this? This is not the zoom. This is the zoom. And now you can't scroll. There we go. Oh, weird that they don't let you do this. Okay, so what changed? I see the warrior changed very slightly. The mage's idle animation changed. The witch doctor changed most of their idle animation. And any others? No other changes, but just Mushy added in the revive animation. Okay, so these are pretty minor. With that said, can I see the difference here? I mean, I trust that it's better, but not really. I can't see the differences too much. Maybe it's... Wait, let me just read the message he sent. Hey, Pressel. Mushy revival, put it over there. Change the direction of Mage and Witch Doctor. Okay, I know it doesn't matter much, but it's been bothering me for a while. Okay, yeah. I'm cool with that. I think this is because I might have inverted them at some point. I don't think Quickie Joe expected me to do that. So yeah, looks good. Let's go put this in. Over here. So that's all I technically have to do, and it's just kind of done. But we also need to add in Mushy's revival animation. I wonder if I were to go into the game, if it would feel different at all to see the mage moving in a different direction. So we're going to put the mage and the witch doctor into a battle and just see, does it look different? I mean, it is different. They're moving in a different direction. It's just, is it obvious to me? All right, witch doctor, mage. Oh, actually, it does look different. I don't think I like this. And now the casting animation is reversed. Hmm. Gets the ash. Okay, let's take a look at the old one. You know what I should do? I should record a video of this. I guess technically I just did with the VOD. But it'd be nice to have this in its own file. So let's do this. Record. There. Yeah, the witch doctor looks like they're moving so strangely. I wonder if something else is wrong about this. I'm not sure. All right, so that's the new one. Yeah, that's the new one. And now here's the old one. In fact, actually, I could just put them in two different windows next to each other, right? And if we save this, then load over here. Witch Doctor and Mage. Man, I don't know why it's so jarring for me to see it move in the other direction. What about the Mage's casting animation? I think we need to reverse that too. Yeah, because they're like leaning back with their hand. I don't know. I don't know about this. Yeah, I don't know. The mage motion feels like a good flow. His right arm flows in a sort of punch form. So just to be clear, here's the new one. And I like the flow forward, but then going back, it looks like it also needs to be reversed. Did the frame order just change? I can't change the frame order for a cast animation, though, only for an idle animation. I can't tell if this is just I'm focusing on it and that's why it looks strange. Like, This is the old way. Here's the new way. So if I just look at the new way, and in fact, if I turn on auto battle, and let's cut out of this and go back in. And then here's the old way. And again, turn on auto battle over here. You know, part of this probably has to do with timing. Like, I think the Witch Doctor has it set to summon a zombie every 5 seconds. And when moving forward, it happens to summon with on a particular frame every time, probably. And that frame is where they're already bending down. Okay. I'm spending a lot of time on this. Let me break this down. Let me just look at the mage. I just think that fade back looks a little strange. But it doesn't seem to look as strange here. I think I'm overthinking this. Wait, no, the feet aren't moving in the old one here. They're moving in this one. Yeah. Okay, so there is, I think there's just an animation problem here. I think that's why the Witch Doctor one is jarring to me. Yeah, their feet are sliding. But in the old one, they were not. Okay, so that's my issue, at least with the Witch Doctor. The mage, I think, is probably fine. So we just need to fix that with the Witch Doctor, which I could probably do myself. Let's take a look at this. We should probably have the old one here. So I can, oh wait, this is the old one. Okay, so this is the old one. So I should save this as this old. And then close it so that it's got old right there in the title. And then open old. And then git stash pop. And now open the new one. Hey, Flare. Yeah, so we can clearly see the Witch Doctor moving around over there. But how do I need to do this now? Is this frame too far to the right? No, there was always a 1 pixel. Wait, yeah, there was always a 1 pixel gap. Yeah, now there's no 1 pixel gap. Okay, so I think this needs to be moved 1 pixel to the left. All right, like I said, I can do that very easily. We just take this. But now which, I guess those 3 vertical pixels are the edge of its head? Yeah. So I take that and then just copy it. Wait, there's a way to do this. There, yeah. And then I just move this over here. No, come on. There we go. Okay, I think that'll do it. So now export, whole document, all that stuff, ask for location, sure. Put this in game assets, characters, adventurers in battle. Yeah, only 50 more days. It's kind of crazy. Okay, now we start this. And now I think everything should be fine, and we just need to add in the mushy revival animation. So Witch Doctor, Mage, send them in, speed up. No, their feet are still moving. Oh, I forgot to click? Okay, yeah, I forgot to click. Oh no, they're still moving. All right, I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I messed this up. Maybe. No, this is the correct graphic. How could I have broken this? What I probably need to do is measure the number of pixels here. Like there are 3 pixels into the left foot, then 3 pixels to the left foot, then 2, or then 1 actually, I guess. And then 2. Why wasn't this a problem before? Where's the mouse? It was 2, and then 2, and then 3, and then 3. Oh man, okay, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to use the new graphics for this though. Yeah, I can't figure it out, but the character's moving and I don't want them to move like that. They're like sliding around. Wait, they're sliding around in both of these now. Were they? No. Oh man. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go with the old one. But let's get the revival animation because we do need that. I'll write a note to maybe ask about this. Ask Quickie Joe about this. The witch doctor's foot now slides around. I use the old idle animations with the new mushy animation. Okay, so now we gotta do that. Get diff, or no status. I changed main. All right, so just get reset hard. So now we're back to the old version. I can delete this and then reload everything and even that. All right, so now if we restart this, this should just be with no changes. Yeah, this looks fine. So now let's get the mushy revival animation. Should be at the bottom of one of these. Here it is. Okay, so I want to select from here over. How big of a selection is that? It says width is 62. That would imply, just copy the whole bottom row. In fact, let's just copy all of Mushy's animations. That way I can't possibly screw this up, right? Now I close this. Don't save. Open it again. Paste this on bottom. There we go. Yeah, so the only difference should just be the animation. I don't see any other pixels changing, so that looks pretty good. Now let's go export that. Adventures in battle. All right, so now we have the revive animation. Now we just need to use it. I don't know how we did this for the rogue. We had Cloak of Shadows buff. Ability 1 animation name. Oh, I see. Because the rogue just didn't happen to need anything else. Oh, so this is going to be special just for Mushy. We need to give him a revive animation that nobody else has. How will we do that? Well, I guess let's do it this way. Let's go into Battler. We have setup animation frames somewhere. Yeah, here. And this gets called from where? Init and Init Adventure. Okay. Hey, McNuts. Okay. So here's where we... Oh, we don't know which adventurer class it is. Like, we need to add this in just for Mushy. Hey, Goose. Has attack 2. Oh, we could just say has yes, or yes to has attack 2. Or like set that as a revive. How do we even know this? Because doesn't the warrior have a second one? I bet we just never... No, we always specify it. Interesting. Huh. And then we just never use it? Does anyone have a second animation? Yeah, only the warrior. And I didn't end up using this one. So all we need to do is when Mushy revives, we just play a specific animation. And what is it called? Heart of the Forest? Revive Battler. Here it is. And this tries playing an animation. Yeah, we call revive. If they have the revive animation, then play that. Yeah. Hey, Maya. Just cooked up last minute assignment with AI. Wait, didn't you say you weren't using AI for your schoolwork, just for your personal projects? I don't know. I don't know about this. Are you going to reveal that it was AI to your professor? All right, so here's what I'm thinking. We just kind of shortcut this for now. Or alternatively, okay, here's what we can do. We can duplicate the attack 2 animation as the revive animation. But we need to figure out how I set the rest of the stuff up. Yeah, that's the right way to do things. Well, it's kind of the right way to do things. Had to, deadline was too close. Yeah, anyway, it's your schoolwork, but presumably you could have found 10 minutes beforehand at some point, right? Anyway, it probably doesn't matter in the long run. Probably people are using this anyway. I don't know if your class has a policy against using AI for this stuff. And probably they'll be able to tell that it is AI. So I guess it'll all just be fine. All right, what am I doing? I'm looking at the init for adventure. Yeah. And that is here. So I want some special code. Yeah. It's going okay. Honestly, I've been kind of burning out a lot more than normal, and I think part of it is not taking breaks. And there's just a lot of marketing stuff to do. Copy the attack 2 animation into the revive animation. All right, how do we do this? We have this sprite here. Next 4 hours. Oh, man. All right, take care, Kevin. Hey, Matt. The whole world is frozen. Are you saying it's snowing outside? Or is this a thing about the launch date? All right, I'm going to do this over here. Public void copy attack 2 animation to revive. All right, how do we even do this? It's suggesting some code here. I mean, this is probably pretty reasonable. Alternatively, what we could do is we could just... No, wait. No, we can't. We have to do it this way, I think. Yeah, this looks good. So add revive, set it to the animation, set it to not loop, get the frame count of this, then get each frame. I think it's just get. Returns the variant? No, it's not that. Oh, that's strange. Get frame texture. And then duration and add it. Okay, yeah. This might work, but this is kind of dumb. Yeah. Okay, let's just see what happens. It might work completely from start to finish here. I'd be kind of surprised. And even if it works, it might not look good. I guess it depends on how fast Mushy attacks afterward. I might need to lower the attack time and see what happens. So all we need to do is put this character into a battle that they're going to lose. So I guess let's put him over here with the mage and the rogue. So we're just trying to watch Mushy revive. So they should die pretty soon. And then they'll come back to life, but there should be an animation now. Not quite. Oh, what happened? Oh, well, maybe I just had to restart. I don't actually know. Huh. Because I don't know if I click Godot in time. It's got to re-import the graphic that had the revive animation. And if I didn't do that in time, then yeah, there's no chance this could have worked. But it's not showing anything, and I think it would have shown, or sorry, it is showing something. It should have shown blank frames if my thing were correct there. Oh, what am I doing? This is the wrong battle. It's actually feigned death, yeah. 11 degrees and frozen. Sorry, I didn't get to finish reading that before I realized I started this battle and need to pay attention. All right, they die. They did not show the revive animation. Okay, I got to get that to work. Not getting philosophical this early in the morning. And not with the frozen brain. All right, so where does revive happen in the battle system? Revive battler. Battlers to revive. Then we check here. If they have the revive animation, then we're good. Interesting. I don't see a problem with that. So there's got to be a problem with this. Maybe I never even added this correctly. Yeah, let's just put a breakpoint here. I'd be kind of surprised if they had a revive animation. I don't think they should. As soon as I start a battle with Mushy, even though they can't revive in this battle, this should still break in. There we go. Good, good, good. Now go through, what, 4 frames? Yeah. Hey, Mohit Kumar. And then get each frame and add it in the revive animation. What am I doing wrong? I'm missing something here? Make a new sprite frame. We don't need to do that here. There should be add animation. Yeah, set the speed and set loop. We did that. Then we add individual frames. And we add them with durations, but I don't really think the duration matters. I think we can get rid of that. And then that's it. We don't do anything else. So what did I mess up here? Yeah, get rid of the duration. I don't care about that. Maybe it doesn't have the ability to animation. Maybe that's somehow not added. I think it adds them for all of them though, right? It has attack to animation. True, yeah. Has attack to animation. Add this. Yeah, that looks good. Do we never add the second attack? We do. I'm so confused here. Hey, NSO, and thanks for the resub, Retired Android. Happy 21 months. Get to work from home because of all the snow. Wow. Guess I don't have to ask. It's 50 days. Yeah. It's 50 days. March 17th. Oh, man. Okay, so what am I missing? Maybe revive is not happening. Battler, revive. Yeah, I should look at this. Let's put a breakpoint there. Okay, now let's try this out. I probably didn't need to restart, although I did change the duration stuff, which probably changed this file. Man, I've spent a lot of time doing nothing so far. I really shouldn't keep focusing on that. Plus, maybe I'm close to done. Let's just keep trying. So we'll speed this up. The character's going to die, then they'll come back to life like half a second later. Yep. And then this happens. Revive is called, and we check to see, do we have the revive animation? We do, so we set that as the animation. So what's wrong here? Oh, there's no space. I mean, that's not a big problem, but it's a minor problem. Is looping. So we're probably returning from this? Yeah, we are. So if we're not in a looping animation... Oh, this doesn't account for reviving. How did the phoenixes revive then? Oh, I think they don't. I think I broke this. Man, okay, let's go test that out. So we're going to level up. We got to have someone be really strong. I guess the rogue. Okay, so let's level them up to level 20. And then let's give them this and this and this. And then go send them invincibly into the Phoenix battle. Which it doesn't want us to do. I don't want to hit grant most things. I just want to do that. Okay. I think there's going to be a massive problem here. So I'm guessing once this thing dies, it's not going to revive correctly. Yeah. Oh, no. Okay. Well, that's what I thought. I thought I had tested this, so then I thought the mushy animation would work too. Oh, cool. Thanks, Snowies. Yeah, I mean, by the way, I'm not going to update like today, but it's still nice to know. And hey, Mitch and Crucials. All right, so yeah, this is the problem. We're not in a looping animation because we're in the death animation. So I guess we could just check and... sprite.animation. Hang on, let me think about this because I think this is pretty difficult. Write a program to remind you how many days it's been since you restarted your computer and then make the pop-up unable to be closed. And then it steals the focus a bunch of times. I think we should do that. So I changed how Revive works. It used to be that we didn't check to see if you have the animation and call this function, but now we do, and I never fixed this. Okay, so bool is allowed transition equals, I guess, true. Or maybe the other way around. I don't know how I want to do this. It's live? Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah. And thanks for letting me know. So if you're dead and the new animation is not revive, what is the name of the revive animation? Why can't I find this? Oh, because I don't have this here anymore. Oh my God, I changed so many things. Oh, this is something I did after the stream ended one day, and I like got it working, and then I just didn't test the Phoenix thing, and that was kind of stupid of me. So if it's, so I guess let's set this to false by default. But then we need to know all these other things. And then this would be true. Or if we're in a looping animation, then is allowed is only if the new thing is death. This is very weird of me to do. And then if it's not allowed, so this goes up here. Have I covered everything? What if you're not in a looping animation? I should look at what the old thing. Yeah, there's a new Godot version as of like 1 minute ago. 4.6 is out. So if we go look at this and, oh, I guess it's not. Huh, I wonder where. Okay, I don't know where that went, but yeah, it should be out somewhere. It's out for you? Oh, maybe I just need to not use the cached version of this page. I'll do that. Yeah, there we go. Now it's working. Yeah, I had to cached it for me. I think I should code a program which remind me every time I open and use AI. I don't, like I said, I don't necessarily think AI use on its own is bad. I think there are a lot of parameters around it. I think using it for your classwork that you're passing off as your own, I think is generally bad though. But I don't think that's any different from just getting another student to do your work. Like, you shouldn't be passing off anyone's work as your own work. If you're a student, again, like, I don't know, maybe if you're in a company and you are a manager, you could say like, well, this is my team's work or something. And it, yeah. Other student is better. That's how many students earn money. Hey, Pomin. Oh, Flair, I don't think you end up agreeing with Maya. Maya's using AI for a lot of stuff. They're just saying that they want reminders on not using it. Yeah, good day. I got Grumps on accident with another streamer talking about AI. You need to stay away from Batitude. It's already a Monday. Yeah, I don't plan on lingering on this. I plan on figuring out this problem, which will probably be pretty difficult. So what did we have here before? Did we even talk about revive? I don't even think we did. Oh, it's not even in here. It's battle animated sprite component. Yeah, here. All right, so this stuff. So this is what we used to have. So if we wanted to write this as is allowed, and we say false. So the way we used to do this is everything is allowed except for the conditions above. And we'd be reversing this. I don't think it's a good idea. Hey, Initial. Yeah, I think it's probably a bad idea to do it in the opposite way. So we should probably change this back to what it used to be. In which case we're just returning immediately, right? So then there's no reason to have this. So if you're in the death animation and it's not the revive animation, then we just return. Only allow transitioning if in the death animation you can only transition to a revive animation. This is because the only two characters in the game that can revive, Mushy and the Phoenixes, have revive animations. So if that ever changes, we got to change this too, of course. Clunkers are one of those issues where I definitely don't consider disagreeing with me a moral failing. What does that mean? Clunkers. Okay, I'm not totally sure what you mean by that. I ran through the tutorial on making a heart in Blender and then running a fracture plugin to create shards of it. Now I have it breaking on a plane in Unity. Wow. Can I see what you've done with that? Can you paste it on? Can you post it on Discord or something? Hey Grant, what's launching in 50 days? Skeleseller is launching in 50 days. Take a look at that. Oh, I've heard of it as Clanker. Okay, gotcha. I see. All right, so if we're in the death animation and we're not going to the revive animation, return. And the other thing we're going to do is whatever we probably used to have here that I have now deleted, which was this. So if we're not in a looping animation, then the death animation should be the only thing that can interrupt it. Animation name is not equal to death animation then return. Okay, so now we can just delete all this stuff. Some abilities get used so quickly that we keep interrupting the current animation, e.g. quick strike. So if we're not in a looping animation, let it finish. So how about this? If we're, yeah, let it finish unless we're transitioning to death. Only let the death animation interrupt it. How about that? And it's not even interrupt, it's like preempt. Yeah, I think it's better. Okay. Oh, all right, let's try this out. Going a little crazy here. All right, so we hit continue. So we go into the Phoenix battle with the Rogue and basically anybody, it doesn't matter what. And then turn on invincibility and speed this up a bit so we don't have to wait. And the revive animation should play out. Please, 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 please. Okay, not quite. Oh my god, why not? All right, so if sprite animation is death and the animation is not revive, then return. If we're not in a looping animation, which I guess a death animation is not looping. Oh yeah, right. Because we got to allow for reviving here. Death/revive animations preempted. There, that should do it. Oh yeah, sorry, I typed it in chat and I even tagged you in the message. It was this. Yeah. Sorry, I know it's not always obvious. There's like no easy way to, well, I guess tagging is easy way, but if your client doesn't highlight it, then it's like, oh, that's just lost. So is heart falling and shattering. Not really impressive. Well, it's neat knowing this stuff because I think especially if you don't have artistic skills, like I don't have artistic skills, that looking at tutorials makes it feel like you just did magic. So I remember a long time ago, I learned how to do a glow effect. Like imagine if I photoshopped this to be like glowing green, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I could never do this by hand. But I didn't really understand what I was doing way back then. It was just like, oh, here's how you achieve that effect. And I imagine that with 3D modeling, it's probably pretty similar, where it's like, oh, hey, here's how we can get this to look reasonably convincing. I'm guessing your 3D modeling skills are better than mine. I don't mean to insult you. Okay, here we go. So are they going to revive? Yes. Nice. Good. Now, Quick Strike doesn't even have an animation. So I don't know what I'm talking about here. I'll just say e.g. The like mage skill, mage casting. There. All right. Now what about Mushy? Can Mushy come back to life? Can't we all find some room in our hearts for this poor mushroom to fungally latch on? All right, you ready? They're going to die. They should play a death animation. They're going to fall over. Nice. Now they're going to revive. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Okay, so now what happens if they use an ability while they're reviving? So all they have is one ability, and it's called Spore Cloud. So if we make this ability go super fast, base cooldown we set to like 0.1, and power scaling we set to some very, very low number. There. So now they do almost no damage, but they attack like 70 times faster. So they're just going to be constantly spamming their ability. But what we're going to see now is as soon as they try reviving, they're going to try using their ability. But it should not preempt the revive animation because of those rules we set up. So I'm going to try this out. We're going to just try in the forest battle just to make sure this is going like hyper fast. It should be. Yeah, so they're just nonstop using this. But on the right side, you see this happening like constantly. And there are these spores that seemingly never go away. It's not that they're not going away. It's just that they're being spawned like 10 times per second. So yeah, there they go. They're gone now. But what happens when they die? So let's put them into these two into a battle. And I'll speed this up a little bit. All right, so yeah, they're using this on every single character. And they come back to life. The revive should play in completion. And then they just go to, yeah, perfect. Perfect. This is exactly what I want. And it looks great. I love it. Amazing. Did I do all the art for this game? If you're not an artist, I did none of the art for this game. I think you're pretty artistic. Yeah, sorry. I think I'm creative. And I think the things that I do well that are creative are maybe game design and maybe some writing and maybe some music. But art is not on this list. So when I say I'm not artistic, I mean I'm not visually artistic. If you ask me to draw, if you ask me to do 3D modeling, if you ask me to, I don't even color things or do graphic design, I'm bad at all of that. But yeah, I'm decent at these things. So yeah, I think if you stretch art a little bit, but in the context at least of this, I tend to mean it for visual stuff. But hi, Leaper Girl. So many tools and words I don't understand, but I can learn to do things through real practice. Yeah, this is one of those things where, man, if you could gain mastery at anything, like I was just talking to a friend about this yesterday. This sounds very silly, but Dragon Ball Z had the concept of a hyperbolic time chamber. And for those who haven't seen the show, it sounds really stupid to share, but it was like a training chamber that was, like an hour in real life was 1,000 hours in this chamber. So a character would go in and it was just a plot device for saying like, okay, now they're stronger. Now they can matter to the plot again. But anyway, imagine if you had something like that in real life and you could go in and just for the parameters of the hypothetical, you could say like, okay, I'm going to add 1,000 hours to some skill that I have. I bet you could add 1,000 hours to something like Blender and still feel like you hardly know a lot. Well, maybe not hardly know, but that maybe whatever, 40% of it or 60% of it. But yeah, I think it'd be cool to spend some time on that or maybe even art or drawing for myself. Also, 1,000 is not really so crazy if it's your career to do something. If you think about it, the number of working hours per year is roughly 2,000. It's I think the official number is 2080, but yeah, it's roughly 2,000. And you're probably not spending all 2,000 toward building some skill. Like if you're a developer, you're in meetings sometimes and you're filling out documents or writing emails or something. So it's not like you're getting better at development for those 2,000 hours, but you're not spending 0 hours getting better at development. So yeah, after just a few years, you probably would have spent at least 1,000 hours on your job. Probably even just like 2 or 3. Okay, everything's looking good over here. The other thing too is I think a lot of times the tool is not the task. So as an example, Photoshop is a tool, but it's a tool to make art or to modify images. So you can learn how the tool works and then not know how to apply any of those things. It's like just because you're a master at like Fruity Loop Studio doesn't mean you can make music. All right, so Sport Cloud, we don't want to keep these things, but I want to keep, I think, everything else. Yeah, and I fixed a pretty critical bug here. And then this is the only issue, which is that this is disgusting. I think I'm going to leave this, though. I don't really care that much. I'll just write a comment about why it's disgusting. The chamber must exist since every entry-level job needs 5+ years experience. That it must. Yeah, I think using Blender for video editing would be kind of interesting, but I just never want to actually spend the time doing that. Where did this thing go? Oh, I opened the wrong file. Copy, here it is. Okay, so this is specifically for Mushy. Every adventurer has an ability animation that is manifested, but at the time of writing, none of them are actually used. For Mushy, oh my god, I like desperately need to clean this keyboard. I keep saying this, but then I don't do it because it takes me like 10 minutes and I don't like doing it. Clean my keyboard. Yeah, it's like if I write the word comment. Okay, now it's not doing it, but it'll like triple type or quadruple type M's sometimes. What is this key? Commas? Yeah, commas happen. Not doing it now. Okay, there it did it. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of frustrating. All right, so for Mushy, that animation represents the revive animation. And it's just easier to do this, copy the animation with this function, than to rewrite the whole system to allow for manifesting specific animations. Hey, Firomont. More stable than anything else I've ever used on Linux. Really? Have you tried DaVinci? DaVinci Resolve? Very happy news. My friend made it okay through back surgery after having a nasty fall skiing. Oh, man. Yeah. Glad to hear that. Not tried it. Okay, yeah. Because I use DaVinci Resolve now, and I don't use it on Linux, but I use it on Mac, and it's been pretty stable and pretty nice. Yeah, before this, I used a program called Shotcut, which was open source. And I think just unfortunately, due to it being open source and due to not having a lot of funding behind it, it just kind of lagged behind my expectations. It's still a feat of engineering to get it to be in the state that it was. but in terms of just like consumer grade software, it always felt lacking. So I was really happy when I switched to DaVinci, and I was like, wow, everything just kind of works, and there are a lot of features. Okay, so yeah, I think we're fine here. We're pretty much just renaming the animation. In fact, can we rename an animation? Sprite frames. You could be instantly a certain percent better athlete, stronger, whatever, smarter, or richer, better looking. Statement reminded me of this. Wish I were smarter. She couldn't believe it. She's like, what? You could be a better athlete, though. Is that why she said she couldn't believe it, though? There is the point of this that there were 4 choices, and it was like rich, smart, attractive, or like better athlete. And she's like, but you're so ugly. You should have picked attractiveness. I don't think I've seen what Mitch looks like. So this is just a joke. Oh, famous or something? Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just picturing your mom being like, why would you choose intelligence? You poor, poor child. It took 15 plus years of use before I learned that I had a video editing interface. Yeah. Yeah, I've used Blender only a little bit, but it was pretty overwhelming even for that time. Okay, so what do we do here? We fixed revive animations and added mushies. Oh my god, I cannot stand the double typing. In fact, I should just pop off this key and clean this one for right now. Where's M? There. Oh man, this is driving me nuts. I don't know if you saw that, but there's a bunch of like cat fur underneath this key. Not the cleanest. I have to clean this like every month, month and a half. All right, it feels like that's fixed at least. Saw a plume of dust. It's like nuclear fallout. How do you remember all these hundreds of functions you made across multiple files? In general, you don't. You trust that you would have made something like this. You search for it. And that searching for it bit, I think, is pretty interesting because in this case, it's like, okay, reviving in this game. Let's say we... Oh, am I muted? It looks like sound's coming out. Can people hear me? I haven't clicked anything yet. So if you can't hear me, this is like a bug in OBS. Not muted. Okay. Maybe I muted myself for a second, but yeah. Anyway, let's say you're looking at this code base and you've never played the game before. For one, that's kind of silly. I mean, I think you should like use the product that you're looking at a code base for, but because you know by playing the game that, okay, reviving is in the game. But let's say you didn't. You might search for revive and you see, okay, revive's written in a bunch of places. So now you'd go look at those functions and you'd get a pretty good understanding of how this is working. But let's say you didn't find it even based on revive and you play the game and you're like, it exists. So how does it exist? You might be like, well, the phoenixes have revive. So let's search for a phoenix. And sure enough, you find the phoenixes somewhere over here. I mean, there's a bunch of places where they show up. And you'll eventually find this, where we're like, oh, there's a phoenix elite ability and a basic attack. You'd look at this, and you'd be like, okay, it grants a buff. The buff has reviving and number of deaths, and we track all this stuff. And you just follow the code through, and you'd find out. 1,000 hours in the shaders. Yeah, that would be pretty good. Imagine being ugly and poor but famous. That sounds like a nightmare. I mean, isn't this how kind of a lot of... I don't mean to comment on attractiveness really, but like you could categorize maybe artists or scientists or people where wealth doesn't necessarily follow and attractiveness doesn't play into it. Like you probably couldn't be an ugly model. But yeah, anyway. I don't know if it'd be a nightmare. I think a certain level of fame is probably a nightmare because I think it probably impacts every part of your life. Can't even be friends with regular people. Okay, cool. So yeah, there was a bug that I had introduced earlier in this branch where I broke revival animations altogether. When I could find the commit. I don't think it's really worth it to do this. Yeah. When I changed how... Well, I guess I could just find the name of the function. I could just write that down. Where is it? Handle. Yeah, on death handle. Fix those. I fixed that. Yeah. Okay, cool. Hey, Katie. And hey, Professor Pate. Seem mostly capable in regards to intelligence. Just like dumb people don't know they're dumb and they don't care. I was just like, imagine being able to learn almost anything you want. Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder, you know, I kind of feel like we can't really change our intelligence level. We can change our knowledge and we can study things, but probably in general, our intelligence is sort of fixed. And I don't know, maybe that's true, maybe that's not true. But if you could increase your intelligence level, I wonder what would come with that that's negative. Like high intelligence does not necessarily mean happy or high performing. And I read something, I think it was on Hacker News like a couple months ago, about someone with an incredibly high IQ. Like they could learn things super fast and they weren't doing anything remarkable with their life, And I don't think you have to necessarily. This is basically the plot of Good Will Hunting, but like they're capable of so much more and they just live a normal life. Like not going out and solving math problems or I don't know, like being a translator or something. I won't be able to be friends with us anymore. No, so what I mean by that, because I think it does deserve some clarification, is imagine you're some like Brad Pitt level of fame. You don't know who's friends with you because, or who like new people who are friends with you because they just want to be friends with you, or because they know that you're super famous and they want something from you, or just that they're attracted to fame, for example. And the like your day-to-day lives would be so drastically different. But that's not necessarily because of the fame. That's more because of the wealth, I think. That you might not be able to relate to the person at all. Like something that I think is, I don't want to get too soapboxy here, but like, okay, everyone has problems, right? But imagine a like hyper wealthy person's problems. They're probably very different from a regular person's problems. Like, I don't know, pick Bill Gates, for example. What are the problems he's considering? And I don't know what they are. But like, do you think the average Joe can talk to Bill Gates and be like, yeah, I sympathize with that? Probably not. Hey, Bastis. Pain and suffering are always inevitable for a large intelligence and a deep heart. The really great men must, I think, have great sadness on earth. Yeah, hey, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I think what I was kind of getting at with some of the high intelligence causing problems is that potentially you start, I think it would just change your perspective on the world. That's the short story of it. Leave your girl. I like that. Okay, so someone made a new video about Skeleseller. Let me go to YouTube first and mute it. Video about Skeleseller. Nice. Okay. Now let's go to the video really fast. So first, I'll link this in the chat if anyone wants to watch it. This is actually this person's first video on YouTube, which is kind of crazy for me to have seen because people don't usually make a Skeleseller video as their first video. So like they have 2 subscribers now and 1 video. But it was enjoyable to watch. Their audio is a little bit low. They encountered a bug during it, which I did not get a timestamp to. In fact, actually, it should be pretty easy for me to find this, right? Yeah, right there. No, not there. Sorry, it's a tip that shows up that then doesn't get dismissed. Where is it? It should be shortly after this, right? Okay, yeah. So they hit 10 wisdom sludge and a tip popped up saying you have enough wisdom sludge to level up an adventurer. And then they, about 50 seconds later, they click level up and go down to 6 wisdom sludge. Wait, is that right? No, they go down to 4. Okay. I got to write this down. And where is this in the timestamp? Somewhere around here. Yeah. Okay, so they get 10 sludge. The tip pops up. They get up to 14 sludge before clicking level up. And then the tip doesn't go away. So I've looked at this already and I could not figure out why this is happening. But maybe now that I know for sure it's still happening. Oh wait, in fact, actually, I don't know for sure that this is happening on this version. What does it say over there? 0814, I think. I think that last number is a 14. Let me just zoom in on that. 14, yeah. Okay, so what number are we up to in the demo? Because are they playing the latest version is what I'm trying to test. Check. I mean, yeah, 0814. Okay, so they're on the newest version. So we know for sure that they must be using this code right here. All right, so hazmat condition to show has enough sludge. That part's working fine. Total is greater than 10. Cool. And you've never spent sludge, which is also true. So now hazmat conditions to close is just has spent sludge. Which is here on wisdom sludge changed. And we set it if the delta is less than 0. So either this isn't being called. No, it's just got to be that this isn't being called, right? How's that possible? Oh, thank you, Bixtus. Yeah, cool. So how do we do this? Okay, so let's go look at Level Up Adventurer. That's in the Adventurer panel tab. We click Level Up button. Yep. We go to Press, Level Up Adventurer. This calls into Modify Wisdom Sludge, which we know has to exist. And, well, maybe there could be a problem there with that, but I don't think there'd be a problem with that. But that is another potential thing I hadn't thought of, which is that one of these lines could throw an exception, but I doubt it. Getting the level of the selected adventurer, they had a selected adventurer and it leveled them up. Yeah, in fact, +1 skill point would show if this worked. So we could rule this out if I just look at this video and what was the timestamp? Let's just click it. Yeah, so it said +1 skill point and they got the skill point. So we know for sure that this had to have happened, which means we know for sure that this had to have happened, which now means we just need to look at this function. So we get the wisdom sludge that they had, and the delta should be -10. And then we call this spawn floating text. This checks to see if the delta, okay, we don't care about that. Then we check this, and the delta is less than 0. I don't see what's wrong. I did not see what's wrong when I looked at this last time either. There's another problem that could potentially happen. Either the caller didn't call this or we weren't listening. The we weren't listening part only ever happens here. Because we add this here. Otherwise, we couldn't have known that you have enough. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is staring me right in the face. I didn't realize it. Okay. I know what's wrong. This is really tricky. And this is like a really cool realization I've come to. So let me explain this so that I can just set this up as a puzzle for anyone who's watching this, because the bug is in this function and it's not obvious. So here's the problem. We show this tip when you have at least the cost, which is 10. And then we should hide this tip when you spend sludge. The way we detect that you've spent it is here by checking if the delta is less than 0. So here's what's happening. What's happening is we override whatever value is in this Boolean. So on the time that you spend sludge, delta is less than 0. So we say that you spent sludge. But then this gets called again when you harvest a carrot. And now delta is equal to 2. 2 is not less than 0, so we say that you've never spent sludge anymore. So what we need to do is we need to only ever allow this to go to true. So we say has spent sludge or delta is less than 0. And that fixes this problem. So this was actually a race condition. Man, it took me a while to realize that this was a problem. And even when I knew that this was a bug earlier and I looked at this and I'm like, no, this is impossible. Huh. Also, hey, Couch. All right. So I think that should fix this. Don't ever allow changing this back to false once it's true. Yeah. Does that exist in C#? It does, but it's bitwise OR. We want logical OR. So what you would probably want is something like this, which might exist, but I would not probably want to use that. No, it doesn't exist. Madama. Since you made this small change, how do you test this change? Well, in this particular case, I don't think we even need to test it. It's obvious now what's happened and how it could happen, and I'm confident enough in this change to be like, okay, we fixed this here. Tim, thanks for the raid. I have been only looking at stream titles recently, and I saw that you are beyond day 50 now, and I am at 50 days until launch. So I feel like we're two ships that just passed each other at the 50 nautical miles mark. But yeah, how's everything going? And welcome in. Hey, Josh. I just don't know enough the context of how this is used to win this puzzle. So in this particular case, what's happening here, the race condition part is maybe not obvious, but we have a timer, a tip timer. Every 10 seconds, we check if there are tips to show or tips to hide. So what happens is, like, at time 0, we do the check, and then at time 10, and then at time 20, and so on and so forth. So what happens is we do the check at, let's say, like, time 20. We show the tip. Now, you spend sludge and then earn sludge within 10 seconds, or within a boundary of showing tips. So as an example, if all you did is spend sludge, then everything would work, because that Boolean would be true. And then when we get to the next check, we'll be like, oh, it's true. Okay, fine. Yeah, we're done. You spent it. We know that you know the tip, so we'll hide that thing. But what happened here is that in between this boundary, we set it to true and then to false again. And then at the next time check, we were like, oh, it's false. Okay, guess you haven't spent sludge. And actually, spending it again would allow it to potentially be hidden. You just needed to, yeah, anyway. Everything's very well. Good to hear, good to hear. Yeah, for my viewers, if you have not already followed Tim, he has been diligently streaming for a very long time now, and he's been working on a game that he wants to complete in 100 days, among other things that he's working on too. But seeing a project get completed in 100 days means that it's pretty followable. I've been streaming for so long now on this project that if you wanted to watch from the beginning, it would take you a very long time. I'm missing how the get set to false again, but that's okay, really, as long as you understand it. Yeah, I'll try one more time, which is that we have an event when let's just say when your money changes. It doesn't really matter if it's money or not. And money can go up when you earn it, and money can go down when you spend it. So we just have this listener for like money changed plus equal check for tips or something like that. And in here, what we had was a has spent money equals delta is less than 0. And the problem is when it goes up, it's going to set this to false. When it goes down, it's going to set this to true. But once it gets set to true, you've spent money. That can never get unset. Like if I hand you $1, I can never say for the rest of my life, I've never spent money in my life. That's not a thing you can set to false again in your life. You could set it to false if it was like has spent money in the last 10 seconds or something. That can get reset in your life. But yeah, that was a Boolean that should have never gotten reset. So that's why I need to put this here. Making the game you want to play, potentially leading developers and make the game they have fun making, and how those are different games. Yeah, I don't know if you've heard me say this on stream, but I think this is a truism of game development, which is you are heavily influenced by the games you're playing, which is slightly different from what you're talking about. I get what you're saying is we make the games we want to play, but I think this is true too. So if you're like, I was playing Hearthstone when I made Botland, and the Hearthstone monetization model was in Botland. Like, that was not a good fit. Well, actually, it might not have been a bad fit. I think it failed for different reasons. But yeah, that's something that happened. I think a lot of people will like go play their favorite roguelike game. Maybe they're playing Hades or something, and then they make a roguelike game, and it turns out to be almost like Hades. So I think as a game dev, like we all need to be very careful about this because of two reasons. One, I think sometimes that influence is not fitting, and two, it can lead to less creative choices, less novel choices. Why not have a transaction queue instead of a Boolean, like a bank account? Well, in this case, this is just for the tip. And all we need this Boolean for is just to check to see, have you spent money? A Boolean is the ideal way to represent this because it takes the smallest amount of space and it perfectly represents the state we're trying to encapsulate. So if we needed a transaction queue, there's no reason to keep anything extra. Yeah. Is there a reason you don't break that out into a single instance of a variable? Bad word because it should never change other than the first and only time. Yeah, okay, yeah, I've answered. Okay, yeah. So anyway, that's that. I am very happy about this. Fix bug with tip not hiding. Oh, you know what we need to do though? We need to look through every other tip and make sure that this can't exist somewhere else. Because this is another thing that I'd say is a really good tip for developers. If you ever find a bug, chances are you've actually found a class of bugs, and you should see if there are other instances. So yeah, let's go take a look, because I might have messed this up. Augment portal. See, here, we only ever set it to true. In fact, this is another way we could do this, and it'd probably make it even clearer. Say, like, if delta is less than 0. This might have even been what I had written originally. Has spent sludge equals true. So now we never have a way of setting this to false. We could just delete this line of code. But it looks like, oh, hey, this took 4 lines to do this. We could do this in 1 line. And that's probably what led to me changing it to this. Where does a timer come into it? Do tips check their state on a timer? There's something called the tip system. And the tip system checks on a timer whether we should show or hide tips. That way it's not running like all these conditions all the time. Why do popular AAA games take like thousands of employees, decades of development? How does the plan go? So I think the way you should think about this is you've been to the stream enough and you've seen how the game has progressed. And you also know that I've got the VODs for this stuff too. And you've seen the pace that I'm working at, right? Like if we go back to whatever, 5 days ago or something, like the game looks largely similar to what it looks like now. It's going to take me a long time to scroll to there. Okay, we got there. Yeah, so like 3 days ago, we looked at this. It's been, what, 9 hours since the start of that stream of me working on stream? Like, did the game meaningfully change in that time? And I'm one person. So now imagine if I were making a game that had a much larger scope, like we had town customizations and character cosmetics and multiplayer and leaderboards and what, like millions of other things, probably higher fidelity assets. The project itself needs to be managed. The people need to be managed. Like that, all that is a resource that needs to be spent somewhere. The reason behind the sizable number of people who want to make those kinds of games. I think it's part of it. I think the thing I mentioned about we're influenced by the games that we play is not something that I think people realize the extent of the impact. But as far as making those games, I think people do usually make the connection there. Like, oh, I really like playing League of Legends, so now I want to make my own MOBA. I think that's a little bit more straightforward for people. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna look through the other ones here. So this is an example of where this is not a problem because we just set this to true here. All right, what else? Allocated adventurer skill point. Has spent skill point is just set to true. Yep, again, not a problem. Okay, that one we just fixed. Town hall tip is presumably fine. If not had enough money and now has enough money. Yeah, this is technically okay. I say technically okay because the way that this tip works is as soon as you have, I think, 10 gold, we show you the tip for the town hall, but you might have spent that 10 gold somewhere else right after seeing the tip, and we don't hide the tip in that case. I think that's okay. All right, so, yep, this one's fine. What about this one? Huh, interesting. We technically don't need to do things that way, do we? In the town hall one. Oh no, because we wait 60 seconds. Oh yeah, okay, that's fine. All All right, what else? Multiple simultaneous battles. This is just set to true. Sure, fine. Need shop tip. What is this? Sure, looks good. Beat demo. This is almost certainly fine. Yep, that's good. Beat story mode again. Almost certainly fine. Yep. Beat elite. Time of beating elite. And then we wait 10 seconds. Yeah, that's also fine. Finish tutorial. Never seen a problem with this. That one's fine. Auto casting. Yep, and then we wait 60 seconds. Yep, okay. And upgraded town hall. What's this one? Yeah, cool. Okay, so there's just the one problem here. This was particularly tricky to find even when I knew it existed. In fact, did we do something like this? Tip sludge? No. Take care, Tim, and thanks again for the raid. How is the work typically distributed and then merged at the end? For only code? It's kind of what you see happening here if you ever see me merge PRs. In general, the way you do development is you would plan a roadmap to some length. And if you're doing sprints, then it's going to be like 1 to 2 weeks. If you're doing some longer term planning, it may be for 1 to 5 years. Depends on like what is the vision you have. So if I'm making like the next Zelda game, this is probably going to be a dev cycle of more than 5 years because that's just how long Zelda games take now. So I might be like, okay, here's my vision for the game. We write out a document, we mock some things up, we plan out like, okay, it's open world. There's gonna be like 4 bosses. There's gonna blah blah blah, whatever. Then at some point you're like, okay, now let's start the code base, right? So you're gonna probably do some engine development, and even within the engine, you're gonna have some a split of like, okay, well now the engine itself is maybe a 2-year task, and we're gonna split this up and come up with those things. Then we're gonna make content, and at some time we're gonna parallelize the content development with the engine development. But at some point, you come down to, okay, this week, we're going to make the Magnesis spell. And it's got to work like this. Here are the requirements for it. Here are the objects where we needed to work on. We need some way of manifesting that an object is magnetic in the game. There's all these things you'd think about. And yeah, it like I said, at some point, you go from nebulous tasks to, okay, for the next hour, I'm going to write code to make the revive animation for Mushy in the game. And yeah, that's just project management combined with prioritization, which is really just project management. Okie dokie. The problem is that we could set has spent sludge to false even after it became true. Okay, I've already messed up. I said I was going to be taking breaks, and it's been 80 minutes. Oh, take care for everyone. Oh, also, right before you leave, if you watched any of those videos from the last stream, I'd be curious to hear what you think about them. All right, I'm going to take a break myself, so you can all play Jump Royale. I'll be back in a few minutes. Is it jump time? It's jump time. All right, for anyone new here, you can type join in Twitch chat to play this, and then jump with a number, J and a number. I'll be back in a little bit. Hello again. Close the game. All right, so I got something while I was on break. Bam! I got a new mouse, which I'm going to unbox. My current mouse is working. I was talking about this on Discord. It's been discontinued. I use a G600, and I really, really like it. But it's going to die someday, and I need a mouse that's currently being manufactured. Let me open this. What? How does this work? Oh, there we go. All right, so here it is. It's a, what is this? Corsair Scimitar Elite. It's got 12 thumb buttons just like my current mouse. But this one, apparently you can like move where the thumb buttons are. Huh. I mean, this seems pretty good. Oh, there's only one button here? Oh, no. I looked at the picture online. I thought there were two there. Did I look at the wrong mouse? Hang on a second. I have the SE version. I wonder if the non-SE version has two buttons there. Yeah, there are two buttons in the picture. Man. Yeah, but this is the wired version. Where's their other one? Mice. Oh, man, I would have probably just gotten the wired version if I'd known that, maybe. Well, I mean, I guess it's not too late. Yeah, there's only one in this picture. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, so part of the reason that I'm annoyed by them discontinuing the mouse I use. So this is also a 12-button mouse, but this has a shift button here, which is naturally where your ring finger rests. So if I just press this down, which again, I don't have to move my hand to do that. Now all of my shortcuts change. So now this is down and up. And if I let go, it is page down and page up. And that's really nice because it allows me to have double the amount of keys that I have. Well, since this new mouse doesn't have that, it's just a rest for your finger. I need to turn this into a shift key, which is going to be awkward because now I need to like move my finger here to control all these other things. I don't think I like that. But it also means that I have to sacrifice. Wait a second, what? They don't have a forward, they just have a back? That's strange. All right, well, I don't know. Never used wireless mice or keyboards. I wanted to try it. Maybe this is a bad idea and I'm going to regret it. What is this? Oh, I think it's a... Oh, I see. It's a little Allen wrench to change the position of these buttons, huh? Yeah, anyway, I'll have to try this out later. Time for foot pedal. Maybe. Sorry for going back to a previous topic, trying to understand the design for the tips manager. Listen to some events. Why don't they just dismiss themselves? Sludge tip would just dismiss the first instance of delta less than 0 instead of batching. It could do that. Yeah. So, I think it probably had to do with some historical reason that now is no longer true. It's also possible I just didn't think of that design originally. But yeah, tips could tell the tip system that, oh hey, I've met the conditions. I can dismiss this now. So yeah. But yeah, that would be possible. Did he say something about how the packaging tasted? Yeah, it's like lemon lime. Okay, so we've fixed this. Oh, what is next? I think it's finishing the bone mode stuff that we had. Yeah. All right. Well, I came up with 2 other challenges that we had, which I got to go code, but I still need to come up with a 3rd challenge. Well, I guess I technically don't, but I'd like to. So 3, well, they're not even challenges. They're just other scenarios. But there was turbo mode, or maybe we call it hyper mode. I don't know what we should call it. But anyway, this one would be just the game plays out at 3x speed. And then we have power mode. This is all battle or all level up perks are tripled. I mean, we're just tripling stuff, right? What else could we triple here? Oh, you know what might be kind of interesting? Like every perk you get gives you one other random perk. That could potentially work. We could call this chaos mode. And yeah. I think this would be too much to follow though. What's going on? Yeah, I don't think I like this. What else could we do? Also, let's close out of this. We don't even need to come up with a third one, I guess. Just right now, we have 10 scenarios, and I want to add at least 2 more. It's weird whether you stop at 12 or 13 or 14. It's not weird if you stop at 15 or 20. But I don't think I can come up with 3 more of these. Inverted mouse challenge. You know, I was watching, there's some other game, I think it's called Gambler's Table or something like that. What's it called? Yeah, Gambler's Table. And I was looking up some videos about this. I still have no idea why this happened, but I looked at, I think, 3 different videos, and all of them had the same problem, which is that they loaded the game and it was upside down and flipped. And they're like, oh, that's weird. I should fix this in OBS. And then they did. But how could that happen? The only thing I could think is that the game itself has some reason to flip all the assets, and it's like a joke later in the game, and there's some bug that makes it happen at the beginning. Yeah, the game was totally mirrored. Yeah, if you look at any like live streamers who played the game, you'll probably see that they had the same problem. Maybe, yeah, it must have just been a bug. Maybe they fixed it. Who knows? All right, so what do we have here? Farming, adventuring, industry, pirate, popularity, garbage enjoyer, fishing, enchanting, storage enthusiast. Then we'll have like turbo mode and power mode. We could have a hard mode that just throws in all the negative stuff that I made. I don't think it'd be fun. And that's the thing I keep coming down to, is it's just not fun to add negatives to this. Perk picker, show a scrollable list of all perks. Are you suggesting that I allow players to get any perk they want? Because if I were to do that, I would just use the UI from story mode. I just do this and make it so people could click whatever they want. Is it difficult typing on a regular keyboard? No, it's not too bad. But yeah, I don't have any other ideas besides these. And maybe we just do that. Like, how about this? We spend like another maybe 10 minutes. Yeah, it's 10:08. Gonna spend like 10 minutes thinking of another scenario. If I can't come up with one, we'll just code the 2 that I did come up with. So there's no random factor with perk selection. It's kind of interesting. I do kind of like that idea. It would be a pretty big code change. And would it be fun is one of the questions. Fun to be able to choose any perk just like in story mode. So you'd probably go for storage perks first, maybe? Well, okay. In general, you'd go for the most impactful perks. Probably storage perks are up there. Maybe like increased speed or customers. And on the flip side, you'd probably ignore low impact perks. But this could let you steer towards specific strategies. Like max the farm first versus max the pawn versus max the treasure room. But a best would probably emerge. There's another problem, which is, yeah, there are some technical challenges here, which is we would need to change a decent amount of code generated perks probably wouldn't work at all. Hmm. Yeah, it's an interesting idea. So like if I had access to all of these, I guess also depends if auto fishing gets better as I pick more perks. I think it's a cool idea. Just don't know what it'd be in practice. Let me just get myself a bunch of money. It's like I'd probably never pick this perk ever. Let's get it out of the pool. I might not pick max fish. I think the technical challenge would make this a little bit tough, but I will put this down as an idea because I like the idea. Do we have it for bone mode? We don't have it for bone mode. Maybe I'm just writing in ideas. Bone mode, but where you can pick specific perks. This would lead to players picking the most impactful perks and likely ignoring the least impactful ones. But that could still be fun because it allows you to compare which builds are the most broken. However, there would be some technical challenges with implementing this. We would need to put perks into like /warehouse/ extra perks into menus where they may not belong. And we would need to handle generated perks. Regenerate them after you've chosen another perk. Tooltips may even have to change. All right, so I think at least in terms of implementation, it's probably a bit much, but it's a cool idea. Is there anything we could do that's maybe easier to implement and is still fun? As you get more upgrades, you get more and more buildings and things you can hire, or adventurers you can hire automatically at the beginning. Level up is already going to be the focus of one of them. Speeding things up will be a focus of another one. Maybe we just add the 2 scenarios. How long has it been since I said I'd spend 10 minutes? It's been 5 minutes. What else could we do? What if... yeah, it's probably not fun, but what if perks were automatically purchased when you had the money? So this is basically just saying get a random perk every so often. I don't think it's fun though. Because how does it doesn't really change what you do. Like if you're given a random farming perk and a random enchanter perk, yeah, I don't think it's really going to change how you play. Anything else? Or just idle if the choice is automated? Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know. I think they'd idle if they didn't have a reason to change their strategy at some point. I think we need to add more perks at some point in this mode too. Anything else I want to think about with this? I was thinking of something. This is not a good idea, but just what if treasure chests dropped from battle and you started with the treasure room and they had to bring the treasure chests over here and they opened up into regular loot? I don't think that would be fun. Yeah, I think we just add the 2 scenarios. Also, I think these are fun scenarios for what it's worth. Especially that power mode one. I think it's pretty good. All right, well, then let's get to it. So what we're going to do is get rid of... Oh, we did this. Get rid of the hard... Get rid of the challenges. And add in turbo mode and... Maybe just call it turbo and... What's the other one? Power scenarios. Because the other ones all have a short name, right? Yeah, farming, adventuring, industry. I think turbo could be fine. Power is probably... Power is probably still fine. Yeah, they're both fine. Pain. Adventures had to be repurchased if they died in combat. I still don't think that really does good things for the game. Like, I already think bone mode punishes you for testing out new battles because you only have so much time, and if you can't win the battle, then you're just going to flee. So that would further make it so that you wouldn't test new battles. You just be like, oh, well, I'll either hover my hand over the flee button, or I just won't try them. What's going on? Okay, so we don't need that. So turbo is the game runs at 3x speed. Make sure that loading or going to the title screen resets this. And then power is battle perks randomly get a 2x to 3x modifier. Floating point. So 2.3x is allowed. It's not just going to randomly be 2 or 3. Maybe somewhere along there. And then what? We make the costs really high. Didn't I played this the other day, didn't I? And I said something about how long it took and how far we got. But then I deleted all that code. Oh, no. What did I set this number to? Oh, what day was it? Because I could just look at the VOD. Does anyone remember when that was? Is it in my journal? Came up with an idea for... Yeah. So it was the 23rd. Okay, we gotta go find that. Live. 23rd. That was this, right? Yeah, it says 2 days ago. That's why that's throwing me off. Yeah, streamed 3 days ago. Okay, cool. Yeah, so somewhere in here we tested it. And I just gotta find that now. All right, past Adam. Let's see it. Actually, you know what we could do? We could find a long stretch of me playing the game. And then trust that it was just before then. Yeah. Oh, this was the... No, this was a rebalancing. Aha. I found the long stretch. Okay, so now where do we do this? It was before that. Ah, there it is. Okay, we're almost there. Just gotta wait. Come on, go to the other file. There, I'm changing the number. What did I change it to? 50,000. Yeah, I think 50,000 was pretty good. Should be fairly easy to code since you already have that logic and ability built for debugging. Yes, yeah, exactly. And that's why that's one of the ones I want to keep. I just couldn't think of another one that would be good. Okay, so 50,000 seemed like a pretty reasonable idea for power mode here. So this is a 50K. And I don't know about 30 minutes. Let's say 31. Call this power. And the constraints are going to be power challenge. Yeah, nice. And then turbo mode You're running at 3 times the speed, but you don't start with any benefits. Maybe you should start with 500 gold. What does this say? Start with more gold. Yeah, I think we start you with more gold, and we put in the turbo challenge. So triple, and we're starting with more gold. And you can manage how much stuff you make. So maybe we set this to 40,000 and we give you an hour, but it's not really an hour. Do you have any more good bone pun ideas? I think we had some other ones I did not use. Yeah. Food idea from Broken Crown. Skeletons eat ribeye steaks. Do we have any other ones here? I think I put the other ones in the game. Yeah, unresolved business. We put that one in. Yeah. All right, so all the challenge 1 constraints and whatever, we got to delete these. Challenge 1, challenge 2. There's somewhere where we use previous challenges, all prior challenge constraints. Oh, what a bummer. This only exists to tell the player that previous constraints will be applied. Yeah, we're just deleting this, aren't we? Goodbye. Goodbye, code. Does it still exist anywhere else? Yes, it exists there. Prior and all prior? Really? So we're deleting both of these. And then what is this? I don't like that. I don't like this. Where's the UID file? There it is. Okay. Can I go look at the main branch and see if this is there? Challenge ID. Oh, no, it is there. Did I push this? I hope I didn't push this. No, I didn't. January 19th. Okay, when did this exist? 4 days ago. January 22nd. Okay, yeah. So I pushed on the 19th. I didn't add this till the 22nd. So this never made it to players. So we can just gut that. Okay. Let's add in power and turbo challenges. I actually think the power challenge is more fun. Yeah. And then go manifest constraints for those, I suppose. This is going to be called power challenge constraint. Level up perks are 2 to 3 times more effective. More potent? More, I might as well just use power because it's already in the name of that. Yeah. No. Stronger? I don't know what to write here. I'll just say effective. We'll figure that out later. And then we don't grant anything here. This is just empty, which probably doesn't need to exist then because I think the parent of this does nothing. Yeah, does nothing. Okie dokes. So that's done. And now the turbo one. Turbo challenge constraint. So just replace that and that. All right, what do we write for this? the entire game runs at 3x the normal speed. Yeah, I think that's good. All right, so now I gotta get those to work. This one should have a grant start of run effect. Challenge, farming, challenge, constraint. This is an override here. And when you load into this mode, we gotta have that work too. Yeah. Loading into this mode should set it back to 3x. That's gonna need some special code for this. All right, so how do we do this? Engine.timescale equals 3. Okay. So that's at the beginning. Now, whenever you go to the title screen, we got to set the timescale back to what it was. Engine.timescale equals 1. And then whenever loading a game, we need to do that same thing. Engine.timescale equals 1. However, is that a float or a double? It's a double. Oh, so why are we doing whatever I just added? Oops. Hello, where is engine.timescale? There. All right, now town challenge mode functions. When you load here, started or loaded. I don't remember what order this happens in. This is private. What calls this? Oh, right, this does. And that's after we've set the timescale? No, it's not. Uh-oh. Okay, how do we do that? Yeah, how do we do this? Got to be some challenge mode thing happening here. Load from save file does not put you back into the title screen and would have the game run at 3x the speed. Yeah, a little bit difficult. Oh, wait, what's this? Where's this called? Aha! Okay, so this is where we can put this. So we could say here, if we need to know the scenario that you're in, though, how do we do that? Oh, you know what we could probably do here? We could go to turbo challenge constraint dot set engine timescale if necessary. Is there an if necessary somewhere else here? Kinda. All right, so public static void that. Yeah. I guess we do this. I mean, I should just make a constant out of this, right? Private const. Yeah, there it is. Double timescale. All right, now change these. Okay. What next? I think that's it. This should be pretty easy to test. There's only like 3 scenarios here. First, let's go modify our save file so that we can get to this scenario, which should already be done. Yeah, it's done. Next, let's go reload this. It might not build. I might have forgotten something. Okay. So here's what we do. We go to the new scenario. Turbo. Start with more gold. Entire game runs at 3x the normal speed. We should swap that. Start with more gold should be first. Or second, I meant. There. All right, I'm not going to rebuild for that. Now we hit start scenario, and it should go at triple speed. Well, it broke. Why did it break? Data does not... Oh, yeah, right. Max difficulty level is still set to 13. Or 12, it needs to be 11. Huh. Game runs at 3x normal speed, start with more gold. All right, yeah. These characters are cruising. Look at them go. So if I save and load, they should still be cruising. If I go back to the title screen and then start, actually then go to, wait, this is not a triple speed, right? Start a new game over here. Is it normal speed? Yeah, the normal speed. If I load here, it should be at normal speed. If I load this, it should be at triple speed. And if I do something very particular here, I save this scenario. Save and load. This is at normal speed, right? Yep, but then I go back into turbo mode. And then I load the old scenario. Good. So no matter what, looks like everything's being set correctly. And you have to earn how much? 40,000. And you have an hour, but it's not really an hour because everything's running at triple speed. So you can see the number of seconds ticking up really fast. This is kind of crazy. Yeah, this is kind of crazy. I think it's a cool idea though. And once you get a bunch of perks, you can make your skeletons go super fast. It's probably going to take me too long to find these. Like there's customer speed. But yeah, I need to find worker speed. There we go. Oh, there are 5 levels. Okay, this is never going to happen. Yeah, I need to like click through these really fast. All right, let's not worry about that. Let's just get a couple of them. And then I want to get the spell for it too. Where's the spell? Oh, there it is. And one more. Come on. That's not it, but that's close. Oh, come on. Where's the... I need worker speed. There it is. Okay, cool. All right. Now let's get the enchanter. Got it. And now let's click this. So they're going to move 145% faster. So if we gave them an item, they just dart over there, pick it up, drop it off. Hey, Fearless. Welcome in. Yeah, so this is pretty stupidly fast. I almost wonder if we should just let players go up to 8 times the speed. Probably not. This looks a little too much to follow. A breakout simulator? Oh, yeah. It does kind of look like that. Arkanoid. Okay, so that one's done. The next one that we have to do is all of the single float battle perks. And the code for this is pretty easy to write. I just need to make sure we write it in one place, and then it'll be fine in every place pretty much. So value, we could say value times equal power challenge constraint dot get multiplier. And we just need to write this function. Public static. Okay, so this is going to be that double multiplier equals this, but only if, why is GD not there? There we go. Only if you have the constraint. So where is this that? Yeah, if it doesn't have the constraint, then return 1. This should be a, yeah, there should be a float. So just return this. And then what? Because it only returns doubles, we can't do that? No, yeah, okay, that's fine. All right, there's the code. So pretty easy. And how we know this is working, I guess let's just make these numbers huge. So I'll make it 20 to 30 times stronger. That's obviously way, way too powerful, but let's try it out. It should be very apparent that it's happening now. And again, this is only going to affect the power one. So I'm going to start a new scenario on turbo mode, which is not power mode. And we're going to get a level up perk. And we just need to see where power is. Yeah, +3 power. So it's impossible that this is multiplied by 20 or 30, or else it'd be at least 20. But if we go into the next scenario, or the previous scenario, and then click level up perk, none of these got power. There, +83 power. So let me see how strong that is. We need to hire the mage. Come on, mage. Show yourself. There you are. Okay, now we send you into here. How killy are you? No, that's actually not as strong as I thought. They could probably win this battle, but they did not. Okay, well, it's working. So this requires you to pay a little bit of attention to the numbers. And not much. And also, wait a second, though. This is not a good idea, right? I set a 50,000 gold target. But I tested this when I was at 3x all the time. Now I'm at 2 to 3x, which averages 2.5x. So I shaved off like 17% power there. And I'm expecting you to complete it. No, didn't I give like an extra minute? A minute is not enough. Yeah, whatever. Let people figure it out. Who cares? All right, so what are we doing then? We're modifying all of these? Yeah. So we just got to find every one of these. That didn't work. There we go. And then just plug this in everywhere. And we're done. This could go up here, I guess. It's multiplication. Order doesn't matter. Oh, right. I got to change that too. Okay, my bad. Even for thorns, man. Crazy. I should have done this as I went. It's only going to take another like 15 seconds, but I could have saved 7 of those seconds. And one more. Done. Okay. All right, so that's everything. Those are the 2 new scenarios. I think that's probably pretty good. So let's go try it. I did find this mode the most fun, but probably because it's new. When all the other ones were new, I had a lot of fun with those too. So this one, power, level up perks are 2 to 3 times more effective. And maybe change my upgrades a bit. Level up perks are more effective. So starting with more battle perks is actually really strong. So let's put another couple points in there. In fact, should we just max that? I really want item stacking though. And I don't have more points. So it's either I get rid of some workers or I get rid of some customers. Yeah, let's get rid of some workers. I can only afford 1. No, I'd rather have the workers. Okay, let's start. I want to play this for a little bit just to see how it feels. All right, so we're level 4 mage. Now let's send you into there. Hire another adventurer, whoever's the highest level. Yeah, you. And send you into there as well. Get another worker. They should be winning these, yeah, super fast. Oh my god. And thanks to item stacking, the workers are twice as effective. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah. This is nuts. Nuts. All right, let's build something on the farm. I just need potions. I guess everything helps right now. Nice. Okay, good. You're back. I missed the stream. Hey, Gooey. Thanks for the resub. Happy half year. Yeah. I'm back as of last week, but I'm just doing morning streams, I think. I still have some marketing tasks, and I just need to carve out the time to do this stuff. I haven't been the most productive. I feel bad about that. All right, so we got that. Now we can move on to the next quest, I guess. Let's put both of these over to here. We should probably get the fishing pond soon too, right? Yeah, nice fishing pond. All right, we're making money. We need another adventurer. Oh, they want a yellow potion. Give them all the yellow potion they could ever crave. Give me that. 30 gold. Hire adventurer. All right, let's send them to fish. And they want a blue potion. We'll get one of those too. I'll put this in here. Get our first level up perks. We don't have any of these characters. But yeah, as we're paying attention, the amount of haste really helps. Like 40% haste on the golem. Now we got to get the golem. Hey, nice. Man, item stacking is great. I'll get... What should I get? I should get another adventurer. Man, Mushy sucks. If only someone had told me this. Nice. Get it, get it, get it, get it. You want those daggers? Yes. Money. Alright, another adventurer. Golem? No golem. But paladin. What does a paladin have? Oh, that's really bad. I used to always multiply by 3. Now we don't. We have to round. Well, this is why you test things. All right, let's pause for a sec. Let's go do that. So wait a second, though. We're rounding after. So let's do math.round. This times this. Is it math f dot round? Yeah. All right, we gotta do that everywhere. Okay. It's not hard to do this, at least. So we should probably round this at the very end, right? Cool. Yep, we're getting there. Good. What about this one? Can I just type math here and have it do it for me? Nice. No, that did not work. Round this times that. Cool. Let's just copy this. Almost done. And here's the final one. We probably should restart just in case I messed up again because I don't want to have to test this again. How long did I waste, I guess? 3 minutes. Yeah. I found a bug. All right, yeah. Let's try it again. I want to see what the golem was like. I want them to be a machine gun. Just firing out rocks at everybody. Wait, did it not? Oops, I'm in the wrong scenario. Did it not show in the level up thing? I wonder if it rounds there. Why did I not see? Oh, because I started with a lot of those. I didn't remember what my things are because I didn't finish the scenario. Let's not start with that. Okay. That's pretty good. Start scenario. Okay, get you. And send you in there and you in there. And then build maybe the farm. Let's get that. At least we start with the treasure chest. All right, I want some potions myself. Done. All right, what's a cleric doing over here? Yeah, so this is all rounded well. You have some, you have 1 ability, you have a bunch of fortitude. This is not super helpful. 6 more power. You got nothing. Yeah, not the best start. I should hire another adventurer. Well, we're 24 gold. I mean, it's going pretty fast. Just didn't really luck out with the adventurers. Yeah, let's sell some of these potions. I have enough workers for now. That's good. That's good. We can afford somebody else. Let's get the rogue. Let's send them into their own battle. Now I need a building because I can't level up, and leveling up is the broken thing here. Oh, they took them all. Farm. Got it. Okay, nice. No, hey, and they want a blue potion too. Oh, nope. I want to give that to you. Okay, I messed that up. Whoops. Alright, so they're done with that. Let's send them into the next area, I suppose. And let's build another thing. Oh, man. Alright, I'll get this. And yeah, I'll double the items that they get. So we need as many yellow potions as possible and cloaks. There are some cloaks. Got it. I do want to build the fishing pond, but I'm going to get another adventurer first. Oh, and I can level up now. Oh, I should wait for the next adventurer. What do I want? Yeah, let's go with the Witch Doctor. Kind of want to try that out and see how that goes. All right, now we can level up the... Ooh, plus 0%? I messed up. I messed up big time. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm rounding a percentage. Wow. Well, there's another 3 minutes lost. All right, let's try to treat this a little bit more carefully. How about... So when these render, they have... Yeah, P0. I see. Hey, Vadim. Seal time. Well, we just don't need to round these. That's all I've realized. Fortitude is an integer. Or you know what else we could do? We could just have them be saved as floating point numbers in the save file, but render them as integers in the UI. But I don't really think that's a good idea. I think in this particular case, how will this work? Yeah, this should be fine. This one can be rounded. Just the percentages that can't be rounded. So get rid of that. And, oh, just do times equal now. Health is rounded. Yep. Life steal is divided by 100, so it must be rounded. Or must not be rounded, excuse me. Power is an integer. And thorns is an integer. Yeah. So I think we fixed it now. So let's just make sure. Haste, dodge, and I think life steal. Haste has no round. Dodge has no round. And life steal has no round. Yeah. All right, this is the last time I'm doing this. We must have fixed all the bugs now, right? Right? I really want to push a new version of this today. All right, so turbo, we get rid of this, put everything in here, and start a scenario. Ah, I keep doing that. It's not turbo. They're both 5 letters. There. Oh, actually, you know what? Starting with another adventure probably is better than starting with just 2 more battle perks. I'm not certain about that, though. Especially if they all get stacked on the same character. Alright, so I will hire you. And I will send you all into your own thing. None of you are any stronger except for the cleric, thanks to me not getting that other perk. And we'll build... Ooh, these are not great. Oh, they're taking so long. Yeah, I'll need another adventurer. Or I need to click some apples. Okay. Ooh, put this over there. Nice. Good. Yeah, I'll let them handle that stuff. I don't need to touch any of this. Yeah, cool. Farm? Yeah, farm. Nice. Okay, just need some potions now. Good. Okay. Shaping up to be good. I want to hire another adventurer when I get 9 more gold, which I'm about to get. Got it. Let's go. I want to go with the golem. Well, I'll go with the archer. Fine. I can't resist. Okay, so let's send them all into here. Just wait for them to finish their current fights. There's one. And that's good enough. Alright, you want bows. I will give you bows. 24 gold tip. Somebody died? Oh, yeah, Mushy. That won't happen for much longer. Once they get stupidly powerful. Alright, level up. We do have the rogue. I'm gonna go with this. Oh, hey. They want a bow. Let's hire another adventurer. And get them their bow. I should probably build something else soon. Yeah, I want to get the enchanter. Or the treasure room. Oh, 2 people want bows. I actually really like the whole customer desire system now that you can put items onto them. It's kind of annoying before this. Alright, let's get that. Could really use that other bow. You coming through? Nice. Hey, Remy. How goes it? Oh, we get another level up. Ooh, 28% haste. Love it. Okay, now what? I guess another building. Let's get the fishing pond. We are rapidly filling up our town with stuff. Oh, they're dumping it in here. I don't want that. Nice. Nope, wait, not nice. No, no, go put it away. They should still be holding one at the end of this. Yeah, nice. Excellent. All right, so we can build the enchanter. Yeah, I'll get that. And then let's get a couple of town perks. Ooh. Gave the archer 3 levels. 82% haste. What are they just going nuts now? Yeah. It's a pretty fast attack. 7 seconds to win. Alright, now we need customers actually buy stuff. Let's send them in the next area. I think we're fine on that. I'll build the garbage slime. So we can get rid of some of these bad items. And probably get you out of there. You're doing nothing for us. Put you into here. Although with another adventure would be nice. Let's go buy the level up perk. That's decent. Alright, we're starting to get boots. And a lot of items. What do we have? Overflow seeds 11. Huh, interesting. I need more storage slots. I guess, I guess I messed up a lot of things, huh? Yeah, I think I kind of did. Because the spirit caller's in here fighting fish that they're never going to be able to beat. And that's going to take forever. Well, let's hire other adventurers, I guess. Send out our other battle party into fighting the ogre. Like it's a smooth 100 gold. If they can beat the ogre. They probably can. Yeah, they probably can. I'm rooting for them. You can do it. You can do it, team. Yeah, they're going to win. And they even doubled that, which then I will put in here for 257 gold. Okay, that's a little bit crazy. Wow. All right. Yeah, now things start getting crazy, right? Because I have lots of choices. Oh, flimsy fish. That'll help. Ooh, these will also help. Good auto fishing. Mana. That was actually probably stupid. Shouldn't have done that. Let's go with that one. Cool. Not broken at all. Oh, they're fighting again. Yeah, that's not smart. Yeah, look at that. Pretty good. Pretty good. I got potions for you. Be the yogurt. Yogurt ogre. Oh, hey. Nice. Oh, that's really, really good. I'm not even using the golem in my battle party, though. I probably should. Let's take them and put them in there and try this battle. So now they have Boulder, and they're using it with 31% haste. It's not crazy yet. It's getting there. Oh, man. I don't know if they're going to win this. They might. They're leeching a lot of life. Stronger hires. I don't really need that too much. Let's go with that. Definitely that. Okay, nice. Now we're going to be raking in money again. What's up here? A big pebble the size of a small boulder. No, it's definitely a boulder. Definitely. Just on screen looks a little different. Oh, I don't want any of these. I mean, we have the cleric, but does that mean you can climb it? It does. Just walking up to a golem in an RPG. Well, can I practice on you? Climb to the top of them. I guess that kind of happens in Breath of the Wild. Are those Talus monsters? I think they're Taluses. I don't have a very large farm here yet. That's pretty good. Now we're not getting loot. Am I losing? Whoop, I messed that up. I think I need them to be stronger. And we need this to be on, for sure. Yeah, so send you into the forest. Raimi sprite. Drawn in MS Paint. Doesn't match the rest of the game. Oh, that's pretty decent. Is that... No. Give me the bows. Give me the bow. They're walking out of town. They're walking out of town. Gotcha. 8 gold. They don't tip? Huh. That's a bug. And, well, maybe it's not really a bug. An adventurer walking out of town won't tip when you drag the desired item to them. We could just say that this isn't a bug since they were on their way out. But you wouldn't know this if they were still in the main town area. Okay, we have a lot of money. What do we have going on over here? Wow, a lot of those were pretty helpful upgrades. But what do we got? Glowy fish, sure. Cloning, probably good. Swift shoes, sounds pretty important. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I'm not liking these as much. What's our amount of time? 25 minutes to get gold? To get another 48,000 money? Yeah, that sounds pretty crazy. This might not be very balanced. It's probably doable, though. Alright, just send them all in here for now. Malric the Skeleton. I just want to get a yellow potion for this person. And actually, this battle party should be pretty quick at killing this. I think the Cleric's pretty powerful. This is not that fast, so this is probably like 14 seconds. 10? 10 seconds? Fast? I don't think so. Love this one. Raimi. Call me Raimi. Alright, we're getting the mage. That's just too powerful to pass up. Next quest is leather cane, or leather gloves and canes. Mage? Mage, mage, mage? These are both bad. Our kill speed is just so low. Can we beat the next area? Can we beat the Enchantress? Let's find out. I don't know. I think so. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna win. We're not taking any damage. Lifesteal is kind of crazy. You know, this is kind of interesting. There are parts of the game that don't necessarily require you to pay attention, but then by tweaking those parts of the game, we make you pay a little bit more attention to them. So a lot of times people just pick the level up perks of the strongest adventurers. This might change that equation slightly. Probably not a lot. 231 gold. You know what? I'm going to put this in here and get like 1,000,000 keys. Overflow keys 30? Okay, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. They're just non-stop bringing keys over there. Huh. Quite interesting. That would be helpful. All right, so I would like that potion. No. I want that potion to make it up to that person. Gotcha. Cool. Now I need boots, which we don't have. But we do have 1,000,000 guild supplies. Oh man, item stacking is so great. Yeah, a lot of people want boots over here. Well, I look like I'm running a shoe store. Actually, it does literally look like I'm running a shoe store. That's pretty good. All right, give me those boots. Where are the boots? There's one. And I need one more. Oh, nice. They're bringing gloves in there too now. Pretty good. I need more boots. Taking their sweet time. My goodness. Wow. All right, we use all of those. Okay, let's get some more town perks. I think this is actually pretty decent. But I'm going to get this. Glowy fish. We have marine mana, right? Oh, but we're not really fishing. Let's put... Who's not terrible? Do 40 power? Yeah, sure, whatever. Let's put you in the fishing pond. You're probably going to be terrible. I should have probably gotten that grand storage thing. Nice. Okay, who's in my main party? Yeah, Mushy. Alright, so we're getting mana now. I think auto casting would be pretty good. They're very slowly killing fish over here. Should cause a feedback loop pretty soon, though. I say pretty soon, but it's not going that fast. Alright, put you over here to get a cloak. Still working on gloves. Can't fill the shops. Probably need to autocast this as soon as we can. Yeah, that's pretty good. Autocasting? I'll take that now. Ooh, I like all of these. Let's go with customers. Am I getting cloaks at all? Yeah, nice. Wonder if there should be a perk that says customers tip like 3 times as much. Oh my god, 6 level up perks applied? Who don't I have? The Mage and the Witch Doctor? And now they're going to be super powerful? Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Yeah, I want to cast this. The Warrior's just not good. Holy cow. What? What? Alright, let's do the Mage. Level 12 now. So what is their total power? 144. I'm going to get rid of the Rogue and put the level 12 Mage in and go to the next place too. Let's see how this one goes. Oh yeah, that's... should have done that sooner. They just ripped through those enemies. Who's doing that much damage? Wow. Okay, well, good for you. Good for you indeed. I'm not totally sure who's doing all that. Although I am going to keep putting points into Mushy. 150% haste. Means they're casting this like once every 3 seconds. For how much damage? 275? That's not even that crazy, I think. Meanwhile, Warrior's struggling over there. Should probably get you out of those battles. None of you are really in my main parties. This one will at least help with the fish, I guess. Yeah, clear rocks I want. Clear rocks again. Prop Friday. I want the farm to be better. Like a lot better. That's pretty good. Okay, a lot of that worked out very nicely. Does this have an extra cast? No, it doesn't. Let's turn that on. Come on, you can do it. You can do it, adventurers. No one's buying anything. What's happening? Oh, hey, nice. I had impulse buying. I'm not using half these adventurers. Maybe that means I should just be putting more into battle. I'm just gonna keep going with this. Oh man. Yeah, let's move them up. Let's see if they can just beat the mountain. It's a very interesting mode. How are you all doing? Pretty good, actually. Yeah. Surprisingly powerful. Wow, look at that. Well, I guess let's just keep casting stuff. Let's go with that. I want auto casting or some kind of... I want enchanter stuff, basically. Yeah. Not that, even though that is enchanter stuff. Showing up again. Yeah, let's just take it, fine. There's auto casting. Okay, so let's put this on auto cast. And just cast all the spells we possibly can. Because now things should be going kind of crazy. Yeah, they are. Alright, I'll have them in my party. You're in my party. Let's get all of these things. Okay, yeah. Things are taking off now. We have 3 spells on at a time. Everything's moving fast. They could probably beat the next area. Look at all these items. The warrior is just clogged. All right, we should put someone else in here because they're very bad. Wait, are they killing them in one hit now? They are, but they're just taking forever to do that one hit. Oh, you know what I could do? I could put someone better, you, I guess. Yeah, nice. Cast anything, I don't care. And just turn this off for a sec. I want the warrior to be able to finish those. Are they in my main party? No, none of them are. I don't care that. I think the mage and mushy whenever I see them. Alright, so they're beating this. Everything's going pretty well there. I don't want you in battle. Yeah, just having you there is fine. Although putting both of them in is probably okay. Great. In fact, let's take you out and put you back in. And then, what was that I saw? Different adventure limits. Yes, please. And then I'll throw in another super powerful character, and we'll just go to the final area. And how much more time do we have? 3 minutes to get 35,000 gold? Okay. This is going to be tough. I think we auto-cast this one. And then actually put all these things in there. Yeah. They lost? I think I made that like a super powerful area. Oh, I have infinite money, right? I should just spend this on something. Should have gotten grand storage. I'm not reading any of these. Yeah, this is kind of the problem with this mode. Is like you're supposed to go so fast that you really can't read all of those. Like the micromanagement becomes around picking perks more so than actually doing any in-game stuff. Which is still fun in a different way. But it does feel pretty frantic. And like, look at all that. No. Alright, there. Okay, what perks can we get that are crazy over here? Yeah. Max customers, you need as many customers as possible. As much of that, yeah. Those are all pretty good. Alright, so we're 2 minutes away, but we're at 42%. We might get the silver medal, maybe? I don't know. I don't know if our money is actually stacking that much. And I think we could use... another couple of workers. Also, I probably should have turned this on. This is what's giving me Wisdom Sludge to level up, go even faster. And also mana. Yeah, customers can't move fast enough. Oh, we should hire another adventurer just to make them a worker. Yeah, and there's some more workers. Okay, so now we have a lot of workers. Now let's try the final area again. Okay, it looks like they're winning. Oh, they get stronger and stronger as the waves go on. Never mind, they're not going to win. Well, unless you dodge every single attack. Which so far you're doing. Can we make you stronger? Oh my goodness. They're probably... Yeah, they barely won. Wow. Alright, well I guess just keep buffing the mage then. Mage is crazy. Calculated. It was not calculated. I've gotten so many rerolls here. Like, yeah. Sure, just whatever. I just need every perk that exists. There. And then whatever mage perks... Did they win? They won. Yeah. So now I think they're consistently winning. Possibly because he's gotten super overpowered. In fact, how fast is Mushy attacking? I don't even know if they're helping. They've gotten almost no skills. Yeah, put all these things away. Get those. Casting lots of spells. Wow. I said 28 minutes. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're bottlenecked. Actually, we're kind of bottlenecked on just stocking things. I say as they take every single item immediately. Yeah, I think we need more items. Oh, wow. We got every single perk. Okay. All right, well, then we probably need to just autocast this now. And maybe even send out another team of adventurers. Like, stop the fishing pond. Turn that off. Everyone's moving at turbo speed. Can we send another party in to beat these? They're not nearly as strong. It's good to know that the battle perks are doing something. Will they win? Because this will give me a lot of loot. I think they'll win. Yeah, I think they'll win. Yeah, wow. Wow, look at the warehouse just fill up. My goodness. All right, let's stock some of this. My goodness. Everything's going so fast. This is even turbo mode. Oh, man. Yeah. I have a ton of money and basically nothing I can even do with it. I guess just turn on auto purchasing. Oh, man. All right, what's the mage doing now? 300% haste. I want to watch them in the next battle that they're in. Oh, wow. We won. And just 10 seconds off from what I thought. That was pretty cool. I wasn't even paying attention. Yeah, we got 50,000 gold in that time. Okay, but I do want to see how fast does the mage shoot. In fact, you know what? Let's take everyone else out but the mage. I bet they can solo this place. Yeah, that's a lot of spell casting. Kind of makes me wonder if the mage is just the best. So fun to watch. Yeah, they're invincible. Can anyone else do nearly that well? I mean, no one else is that level. The archer's the closest, and they're still pretty far away. Wow. Well, that was pretty cool. All right, so I guess we should try turbo mode. I'm not sure if this is going to be fun. Everything starts off moving at hyper speed. So that it's almost like your choices matter less, even though they still matter. You just need to make them faster. Hey, what did you just say to me? Thanks for the resub. And happy 27 months. How you doing? Yeah, I can't keep up with this. I wonder if 3x is actually too much. Because, like, I'm not sure who this appeals to. It definitely gives you the fastest start to any of the modes, though. Geez, how are you supposed to keep up? I think in the mode we just played, though, Town Perk should probably cost more toward the end. I hope I don't forget that. Town Perks should probably cost more in these newest scenarios. You have like 20 or 15k you can't even spend in power mode. What's the goal on this one? 40,000 in 48 minutes? I mean, I don't know how doable that is. I'm not really trying to balance this right now. It's weird seeing low battle perk numbers now. Yeah, that's pretty good. I guess just turn this on. You're getting so many items. I'll send them all into the next place. Yeah. We're gonna buy a certified Raimi art piece. He went through all the commands pretty recently. There are a lot of like Raimi MS Paint things. In fact, actually, those two things were both drawn by Raimi. I don't know if he made another emote. Did he make? He might have made that one too. Paul. Oh yeah. He's listed as the artist for that. Any others that he drew? I don't think he drew any of the other emotes that I have, at least. All right, I'm a little torn on turbo mode. It's another one of those long form ones. I don't think it should be long form. I think we should lower the goal from 40,000 down to like, I don't know, 30,000. I'm also not really testing this to see how balanced is it. I think the way you'd really do this is you'd probably like max out on workers and customers and then just ignore everything else. Well, I guess you don't need to ignore it, but yeah, maybe like that. And then send some characters into battle. Oh yeah, you start with more money. I forgot about that. Yeah, in fact, we should put both of these into a battle. And then just start building stuff. Funny. Funny how fast everybody goes. You can hardly even click the customers. They're moving so fast. Oh, I don't have item stacking. Whoops. That's why I had so many points. Alright, well, this is probably a waste of my time. Yeah, I think let's lower the objective a little bit. All difficulty data. We'll set this one to 30,000. 60 minutes is probably fine. Because it's really only 20 minutes. And that's it. Those are the new challenges. So let's go check that in. Yeah, so practically all the constraints don't show up here anymore. Tisk. I did not look at that in-game. I should go look at that. Make sure nothing's broken there. New game. Actually, could have continued. It doesn't really matter. So what does it say at the top? Yeah, nice. Great. That's it. That's all I wanted to validate. Okay. Yeah. Everything's looking pretty good. I should start through here so it gives me all the UID files, right? Yeah. Okay, pretty good. Revamp bone mode scenarios. The final 3 challenges weren't very fun. I've replaced them with 2 more zany scenarios. Power and Turbo. I think Power is one of the most fun. I'll commit that. So this is done, this is done, this is done. Later battles should have fewer waves. I think it's actually fine. Either code or delete maxed all dud perks. Oh yeah, those don't exist anymore. We could put them in... We could put them in that power mode because you find so many perks that it would... Yeah, I actually kind of like that idea. All right, here's what we do. We change power mode to have challenge, constraint, dud perks. So now that'll show on the main screen. And then we make the achievement where if you max all of the dud perks, then you get an achievement. So let's take a look at that. 5 dud perks can appear as choices when you buy a town perk. Yeah, and this also addresses what I had written there that I already closed, which is that town perks should cost more, because now there are like 15 more perks in the pool. So now if you get perks, if we click buy perk here, we didn't see any here, we didn't see any here, we didn't see any there. Okay, fine. But there, dud perk 1. Does nothing. Nothing this amount, extra nothing. So these will now start to pollute the pool. And you have a ton of money in this mode, so it's okay that it pollutes the pool. But I spent, I think, 20 gold. And I don't have to choose this. I could choose one of the other ones. But if you're going super fast, you might accidentally choose it. And if you do max them all, which I guess that's kind of a problem here, right? Because, like, if you play this mode, you're going to get this achievement. So you get an achievement by beating scenario number 10. This is scenario number 11. You'll almost certainly get the dud perk achievement when you beat this one. I don't think that's a problem, but I don't like the achievement pacing of that because you'll get this one like half an hour after you got the prior one. Honk. All right, well, let's go code it. Yeah, so how are we going to do this? Achievement system should probably listen for each of the perks being leveled up, then call a function to see if you've maxed all of them. Okay, so achievement system. Let's close out of this. Do we listen for getting perks? Player ability to change level. Yeah, we do. Has maxed all story mode perks. This is not correct. Doesn't even check to see if you're in story mode. What? Yeah, wow. At some point, this should check to see if you're in story mode. If this or if town.gameplay mode.is challenge mode is not true. Oh yeah, we better be spamming launch emotes around then. I'm going to apply to be on the Twitch front page, which hopefully I get because I was rejected the last 4 times. But hopefully it'll be on launch day and I can just sit back, play the game. Yeah, I'll try to get on the front page. Read my mind like a book. That makes Matt and me. You become very predictable, maybe. Okay, so if ability ID, where are all the dud perk IDs? Dud perk. Do we ever manifest them all? We should. All right, perk constants. I guess we can put it in there. Public static ability ID. No, it should be a list. It should be a hash set. Hash set. Most of the time we're checking to see what's in it. Yeah. Okay. So this would be dud perk. Dud perk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. This does not need to look like that. And then we go use this in here. So available perks dot add. Isn't there add range? What's going on? It's a hash set, so you can't do that. Concat? Oh, nice. Concat perk constants dot dud perk IDs. Ding, ding, ding. Nice. Oh, union with? What's going wrong here? Modifies current object to contain all elements that are present in itself. This, I don't know. That's not what I want. I just want concat. But why is this yellow? Does not use the value returns. They don't have side effects. Okay, so I need to assign it to this. Cannot implicitly convert type IEnumerable. Okay, what? Why is there no add range? That's all I want. All right, fine, whatever. For each ability ID, dud perk ID in that. Cool. Take care, Amy. Thanks for dropping by. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Okay, so that one's done. And then we just need to check it over here. If perk constants dot, why did I not type it in? That perk IDs dot contains. There we go. Bye, Bub. Thanks for the resub. Happy almost 2 years. I'm not leaving. I was joking. Oh, I see. I got that was a joke, but I thought the I'm leaving as a result of that was the funny part. And not that you're staying. Your presence here. You're not a jester. So what do we call this? What did I call this? Maxed all dud perks. Yeah, that'll show you. You can now appoint head moderators on Twitch, by the way. And I was thinking about it. I think it should be Rami, right? Because I think Rami's the most active mod. Let me see who else is a moderator in my channel. Wow, that's a lot of moderators. Okay, but who's actually here? Last modified? No, that's not what. Left is here sometimes. Endoran lurks. Orange Rays popped in here and there. Peter Ash shows up here and there. But yeah, probably Rami deserves it. Yeah, let's give it to him. Plus lead moderator. Wow, look at that. You know what I do with power. You can only have one lead moderator, right? Learn about roles. I would guess so. They even mention lead moderators on here. Can perform all the actions regular ones can, as well as... Oh, you get more power? I didn't actually realize that. I thought it was just a an honorary thing. Manage the mod team by adding or removing other moderators. Add or remove VIP. Access channel moderation settings. And delete mod comments. Okay, Rami, don't use any of this. Don't even use any of this, let alone abuse. Okay? Do none of this. This is just to give you a different icon, that's all. I want verbal confirmation from Rami that he understands that he's sitting in an exit row and that he has special responsibilities. So, Phil, I do trust Rami from a, like if I told him a secret or if I give him a responsibility that I don't want him to abuse it. But Rami has made several accidents in the past. And in that sense, I do not trust Rami. Anyway, let's give him a trial run as lead moderator. Rami deleted internet. I mean, it's possible. All right, so maxed all dud perks. This goes here. And we plug that in. Poor Rami, promotion of the bat. Oh no, I think Rami would admit to that being accurate. Yeah. Grant maxed all dud perks. Okay, so now we need to check to see if you've actually maxed all of them. So for each dud perk ID, if it is less than the max, we'll max all. Can I do something like this? Do dud perk and delete all that, and then just say if has maxed all, then grant the achievement, and then just rename this to has maxed all. All right, is that correct? Get the ability. I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that at all. Well, I don't think so, at least. So what's this new head mod nonsense I'm hearing about? Hey, Jay, let me guess. Oh, huh. No, he must have DM'd you. Expect to see a dot next to this cactus over here. Thanks for the resub, by the way. And hey, Turbo Dave. R.I.P. EJ. Can't make an omelet without banning the eggs. Yeah, see, Raimi does admit this. Not only the most active mod, but also the mod with the highest mistake count and biggest mistakes. Now, when we consider Raimi's mistake count and every other mod's mistake count combined, I think we are still in this category. Okay, I'm still self-appointed head mod. Yeah. I'll grant EJ head mod as well. I think it's only fair that someone puts Raimi in his place. And who better to do that than EJ? All right, where's EJ on this list? And I think it's only fair if Hideo also gets lead moderator. So there and there. Okay, we have 3 lead mods now. Raimi doesn't make mistakes, he's just early. He granted points to everyone early. Looking forward to working with you, co-head moderator Raimi. Oh, I removed Raimi's privileges now. Now that EJ's here. Now that EJ's promised to take over. Okay, so do we have an is ability maxed? Town.player abilities dot max. No, there's level. Yeah, there's just get level. But in order to know that it's maxed, we have to get the ability, I guess, huh? Okay, that's fine. This can just be a base ability, can't it? Then we don't need to cast anything. Yeah. Okay, now I want to try this. I can help you, channel owner. Yeah, let me pass this over to you. 5Hub learns. Oh, yeah, I don't think you need to look for it because I think we have the make it Raimi command here. There's the clip for you. Oh, thanks, Sleepy Girl. Happy 5/6 of a year. Just when heads of mods are rolling left and right. Not heads of mods, head mods. And I appreciate it. Okay, so I think this should grant us the achievement, and I think it's automatically done. I don't need to publish anything, so we just need to go test this now. How about this? Let's go make it so that the town perk choice generator does not generate any of these perks. So we'll just delete all those. And that way, this will be much faster to test. Hey, next door. Is there still a lot of work? Are you planning on getting everything done, for example, 10 days before launch so you can relax before it? I don't think there's going to be any relaxing. Even if I get work done, I don't think I'll mentally be able to relax. But yes, there's a lot of work. The way I look at it is there are a finite number of dev tasks. Left. And of these, some are urgent or important, and some are polish level, kind of just nice to have. And then there's an infinite amount of marketing that we can do. So if, let's say, we got done with development 2 years ago, well, I don't know, 2 years is probably a long enough time to get done with the marketing I want to do. But yeah, I think we have a lot we can put into that. Oh, and thanks for the bit, Sleepy Girl. I know what these are now. Those cream puff things, right? Wait, this is not the picture I was thinking of. Yeah. They're the cream puff things. It looks pretty good. I don't think I've seen these in the US. Or at least not at a restaurant. I'm kind of surprised too, because I've been to a lot of different restaurants and they have like other cultures' desserts. I don't know why I haven't seen those. That's what you qualify as a huge mistake? Well, that one did set me back. It was quite the headache. Ruined the point economy. So this scenario, if you max all the dud perks, I should probably still make perks cost more, maybe. I don't know. All right, so here's how we test this. We do this. And we just get every single dud perk that shows up. And as soon as we get the final one, I guess we can get rid of these other ones. Doesn't really matter. All right, so how many more do we need? 1, 2, 3. So we need 2 more total. So there's 1. And there's the final one. So when I click this button, it should give me an achievement. It did not. Oh, I don't have Steam running. Oh. Can I save? And then, I don't remember how this works. I think I save which achievements you got. Hmm. Maybe it doesn't save that one in there. No. Okay. I gotta start Steam. Engage privacy mode. Let me start it with a console. Hang on a sec. It's just gonna take a little bit of time. All right, starting. What's going on? Hello, Steam. Logging in, loading user data. Okay. There we go. Great setup video. Saw that on YouTube. Sorry for not being around as much lately. New CTO and CEO and lots of stirring up there. New relationship all over the place. Even with that, I still have the opportunity to serve you as co-head bot. Yeah, no worries if you're ever not here. I think it's very reasonable. It. I don't say this to make you feel bad, but one of the things, and I'm pretty sure I've commented on this to you before, a lot of people started watching when they had more time, when Twitch was a bigger thing, I feel, and then they went to college or they got jobs, and now we're like 10 years after I started streaming, and yeah, people's lives have changed. So I definitely get that. But yeah, I'm glad you liked the video. I ended up making 4 videos on the same day and published them over the course of the next week or so. Okay, so all I need to do is start Steam. I don't actually need to run it through Steam, but I do need the playtest version, and to make sure that we have the perk for this. Is it there? Yeah. Was it worth it? Max all dud perks in a single run. Okay, let's go see if that'll now function. I think that was the only problem. Have more hours played of your own game than you do? On Steam, maybe. Where's the setup video? Let me find it. Adam learns setup. Yeah, here. Oh, they don't have a share button here? Really? Huh, they have it on the other section. Yeah, here's the video. And I think I have a setup command. No, I got rid of that. Acom setup. Adam covered his stream setup as of January 2026 in this video. Yeah, the gear list is in specs. I like that Turbo Dave. Alright, here we go. 2, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. This should be the final one, right? Yes. No, there's somehow one more. I miscounted. There it is. Okay, I click this, I get an achievement. Why is this not working? It doesn't even say that it tried to grant an achievement, which means I must have broken this code. Why? Oh no, that's very bad. Story mode only achievements. My bad. Whoops. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm being silly about this. Why do so many Dutch people watch Adam? I don't know. But I've shared this a bunch of times before. The number 3 countries to watch me are usually US, then UK, then Germany. So the top non-English speaking country is Germany. I don't know where Netherlands is on that list, but I don't think it's in the top like 6 or 7 even. What am I doing? This. Just to clarify, we are not Germany. No, Dutch people are from Germany. What do you not know about that? All right, it's finally gonna work. Is that the final one? No, we need 3 more. 1, 2. We did it. Nice. If I save and load, do those still show up? Yes. Hey, Unknown. I was just thinking about you because I looked over a thing that you shared a while ago. Thanks for the resub. Just want to pop in and say look forward to launch. A lot has changed since I last popped in. Can't believe you got rid of the skeleton. Yeah, it's just called Seller now. And I think I'm going to get rid of the items before launch too and just call it. And I think it'll be hard to search for, but people get used to it. Okay. So what have we done? We added dud perks, which was good. And then I changed around a bunch of code. Why is this yellow? Field should be private, non-constant field. Oh, come on. I guess read only. Yeah. Solid dud. Equip. People do get confused about it. I haven't seen this confusion, but I could see how someone would get confused. Yeah. All right, well, I did a bunch of things here. I should probably check this in separately. So let's check in just this one. Add dud perks to power mode. You get so much money that I don't think this will even be felt all that much. And then what? So this is fine. This is fine. This is technically... Oh, no. This needs to be done now that we've moved where this listener is. I see. I think that was silly. In fact, I think this kind of changes my mentality about a tiny coding pattern, which is where would you put a Boolean to stop something? In the caller and the callee. I think it should be in the callee so it's obvious that it's being checked there. So you don't need to verify every single caller. Interesting. Okay, well, this is looking good. Yeah, cool. Add dud perk achievement. I don't think there's much more to say about this. Yeah. So people just think it's called German. Yeah. That, like I said, I could see some confusion about. And I see, by the way, it's not like I wouldn't be privy to this confusion at all. It's like lose versus loose. I see people mistype this all the time online. It's like I just haven't seen that confusion show up anywhere I've experienced about Dutch and Germany. Okay, so what do we do here? Either code or delete this. Yeah, so this was Codex's suggestion. I don't know if I gave Codex a point for that. How about this? If Codex has fewer than 3 points, I'll give Codex a point. But otherwise, I'm not giving a point. No, you have 16 points. I'm not giving you a point for that. If I have what now? You suggested that I add an achievement for all the dud perks, and I did. And I was debating on whether to give you a point. I don't know if I already did. I might have. But I'm not giving you another one now. They're simply misinformed. That once upon a time would have made my blood boil. Something I realized is with the internet and with English being used in so many parts of the internet came a globalization of the language's evolution. As such, at some point you might be able to say there, or there, any of these and have it be correct regardless of which one you pick. They might all just eventually mean the same thing. Okay. I think we've done quite a lot today. At least it feels like it. I only took one break. I really need to take more breaks. I'm going to write this on my list for tomorrow. Take more breaks. Maybe don't even stream today. All right, let me close the game. I want to push a new version today if I can. Find it more baffling how often native English or American speakers mix up there. You know what I find a little bit baffling is lead versus lead. it's like I led someone to this conclusion. You'll see this mistyped a lot online, and I'm surprised it's that widespread of a misconception. But whatever. Like eventually it'll just be correct. And people, well, that is correct the way I wrote it, but eventually the other way will be correct. What about lead versus led? We need a new language. Hey, hot chocolate lava cake. You know, I've always appreciated when someone has a name like hot chocolate lava cake and you click their profile and it's literally a profile picture of the cake and then also a background image of the cake. It's not common that you'll see something like that. Hey, Toulouse. The one that gets me is thread, threat, and treat. Yeah, that's something that would not have ever crossed my mind. Yeah, hey mannequin. What about I could care less? That one doesn't bother me as much. Yeah. But also I remember that phrase coming into common parlance maybe like 25 years ago or something. So it's been a while for me to get over that. They must really be into that. Well, I can understand. Lava cakes are really good. It's a yeah, the top tier dessert. I don't know how native English speakers are on the side of lenience instead of correcting or helping. I get it, but I'd rather be corrected. I think that there was a time when that happened more, and then it just got pedantic. You would have seen on Reddit a lot of times, like if someone said something like, they're going to the mall, you'd see a comment underneath it saying this, and then it'd get a bunch of upvotes or something. I think that's pretty much died out, except for the most, like, I don't know, the most like accepted corrections. Like people will still generally correct it's with an apostrophe or without. But yeah, I don't find that they do that for this a lot, because you'd just be correcting like practically every comment. Even a lot of native English speakers now don't use punctuation correctly or at all sometimes. Or capital letters. All right, so what do we do today? I have been talking about that I was happy with what I did, and I don't remember what I did. I think it was all just development stuff though. Excuse me. It's mostly there and they are, isn't it? Mostly? Oh, as in the corrections that people type? I don't totally know anymore. Just every once in a while I'll see a typo somewhere and yeah, I don't see someone correct them and I'm just like, well, they would have back in the day. Hang on one sec. Excuse me. This was all today? No, this isn't all today. None of this is today. This is today. Revive animation, fixed a bug. Yeah, so this was like mostly worked on bone mode. On the last two bone mode scenarios. Power and turbo. Also did some other minor work. I guess this wasn't the most productive time. It wasn't bad. A lot of controller stuff I need to do. Okay, so what am I doing this afternoon? I guess we're merging this. Well, I say we. I guess I'm merging this. And I guess I'm pushing a new playtest version. And make sure new translations show. Translations are in here. Yeah. What does CI/CD look like? Do you auto push to Steam when merging to main? No, I wrote a release tool thing, and I guess I can kind of. No, I can't really show you how this works. I'm on the wrong branch and everything, and this requires some very specific things to use. But the way it works, I can kind of show you is like what flavor do you want to build or push? And you pick between the demo, the playtest, and the release version. So like I'm going to push the playtest version later. So I choose this. And then it will export the builds. It will tag stuff. It'll like change some environment variables. And then at the end of this, it's going to say, do you want to upload to Steam? Do you want to upload to itch? and you can say yes or no to these things, and then that's it. So it does involve some amount of manual interaction. And then in order to finally push the thing, I need to confirm it on my phone for Steam. Itch doesn't require that. But yeah, for Steam, if you have a live build, I think you need multi-factor auth. So even if CI and CD were involved and automatically did this stuff, which it technically could do for Steam at least, I'd still need to do something. But at least that would just be pushing a button. Here, Resco. I should wrote an email. Did the editor point out language mistakes? Yeah. Yeah, I think news sites should be held to higher standards. I also feel like even if you're writing an article for like a gaming publication, I still think even then you should pay attention to that stuff. And I see a lot of typos in those sorts of sites. So yeah, I want to push a new version today and get the translation stuff done. Maybe this probably needs to happen. The recording of Skeleseller time lapse is probably happening tomorrow. I wrote a whole bunch of stuff for this. Oh man, actually, this is pretty interesting. I don't think I can easily show this because I didn't export a version of it, but I had all these checkpoints from like 2024 to 2025, and they were just supposed to be builds where I thought, okay, now's a good time to get feedback from people. And one of them was after 1 month, and I don't have easy access to that version right now. I will eventually do a video on this, but if you look at this folder, checkpoint 3 is from September 27th, 2024. I've shown this on stream before. This is startling if you've seen Skeleseller recently. Like, look at this. Look at this Skelly, man. Look at these dialogues. Like, everything here just looks worse pretty much than it looks now. So, this is what the game was in September. 5 months after we started development. So this was 5 months into development. And like, you can see the underpinnings of Skeleseller here. You're still battling. There's still hopefully items popping out of this portal and stuff. But the 1 month version, looked pretty bare bones. So I do want to do a video on that. And it just ended up being, I spent like 2 hours on Friday writing the outline for it and finding the commits and finding all my forms and stuff that I had and figuring out what I want to talk about. So I think that video is going to turn into is like 70% showing Skeleseller evolution and then like 30% lessons learned. And that way this can benefit other people hopefully too. So yeah, anyway, that's it for me for today. I will probably stream tomorrow, but I might not. I'm trying to spend time doing marketing stuff and just, yeah, making sure I'm doing what's best for the game, even if I'd like to be streaming. Okay, let's raid Fairmont. But yeah, thank you all for being here. Thank you for the subs. If you have not joined Discord and you'd like to, there is a link in the offset. And then if you haven't played the game or you haven't wishlisted it, you're interested in any of that stuff, there are the links to those too. Yeah. So thanks everyone. Possibly see you tomorrow, but if not, I should be back on Wednesday. Bye.